Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to the Team Jacked podcast. I am your host, Remy McNeil, and joining me, as always, is the wonderful Twilight Guardian.
Hello.
As well as the fully functional Kaiser Shonen.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
I used this descriptor particularly
I'm back
today.
from the... I know. I am back from the IRL mines, okay? Doing IRL things, unfortunately.
Well, I refer to this especially because you may notice, at least I hope you should notice it, or I hope it's gone right. You should be able to stream this now in 1080p, a nice, crispy 1080p.
Ooh.
If not, then I fucked something up, but you should be able to, because I have upgraded my computer. I am now on a beast of a freaking computer that is now accounting for like 1/4 of my entire net worth. But all the internal mechanics are all really cool. Downside, I almost blew it all up the other night because my scuff mechanic does not isolate itself to my streams.
Jesus.
I had to do a reset and everything. Basically, things are fine now. They're stable. We should be good. I have a lot of nice bells and whistles installed on this new Windows 11. How much is the computer if you had to estimate? My friend, I don't have to estimate, and I'm not saying what it is. I have crunched those numbers, and they are terrifying to me.
Hey, well, it's too late to regret it now.
Oh, no. The thing that I'm mostly fearing for, and this is why I may have to delay the next episode of Fixing Ruby again, probably to Sunday if I do the quickest work I can. One of my hard drives, my big 8 terabyte main storage drive, is dying. And I am unable to keep it alive long enough to really scrape any of the files off. So there's a lot of files on there that were like scratch files for DaVinci, which kind of important, but not most. I can regenerate those, generally speaking. The bigger ticket stuff that I'm missing on there that is going to be painful to lose if I can't restore it. All of my music, all that's gone. Bunch of my video archives, all of those gone, including a lot of movies and such that I had stored on there. And then on top of that, potentially a lot of, if not the entire, almost all of the files I had for The Hunger of Mahar Voln.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yep. So, like, I have a few things. At the very least, I have all the formats saved, and obviously all the things are saved on, whatchamacallit, on Owlbear are still there.
Yeah.
But other things, like all those nice splash pages that the Lightning in My Hands did, all of my maps, all of the detail, hopefully I think I have a few of those I can recover. Is there no way to transfer it before it dies? We're talking, it's still technically alive and accessible, but only for about a span of 10 minutes. And then slowly files going from the most deep into folder chains all the way up to main drives get progressively more and more difficult to access to the point that you can't. Like they're treated as if they're not even there. And then you even get to the point where the drive just straight up disconnects. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix that. I've splurged. I have deeped my pockets into imaging and copying software for drives, trying to get that mix. I have a 22 terabyte hard drive on the way. It will arrive tomorrow, and hopefully I will be able to image the entire hard drive and shunt it onto that and have all those files. But I am not confident, and I am also, like, if I can't do that, I'm going to have to send it into a repair shop as my last-ditch effort, and I am very, very scared to do that. So,
fair enough.
So just so everyone knows, and you can inform all your friends and family that are waiting patiently for the next Fixing Ruby, I'm not entirely sure when it's going to come out. I think I can make it by Friday if I don't put any music or bells and whistles in. If I can't, I'll try and have it up by Sunday. And if I can't, then I have a lot more problems than getting up things on a regular schedule, unfortunately. But yes, just let everyone know. I will try and make a post if I can't get things up on Friday. Otherwise, thank you all for your continued support, and I hope to continue giving you guys quality entertainment as best I can. Robert Glenning gifting 10 memberships. Thank you so much. That's going to help.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
definitely. Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah, that really sucks.
If it tells
man.
you all this I didn't plan to swap to this new thing until the end of the volume, but then my drive started to fail and I'm like, shit. So I panicked, bought a brand new NVMe to put on my PC that would be large enough. It wasn't large enough. Apparently it's not partitioned largely enough. So yeah, I got to get that 22 gig hard drive and get it over here. And like basically between those two, how do you convey that? It timed and again the cost of this entire PC. So like the original cost, multiply it by 1.5, and it is rough. We're talking.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking.
Yep.
I'm very poor right now. Anyway, on more positive news, welcome back to just a nice old regular stream where we talk about a little thing known as time travel.
Yay.
You can tell
Let's
that it's
go.
definitely Twilight's favorite topic. You can tell it's one of her favorite topics because I'm here.
Oh my God.
Specifically because of you.
And she and I have butted heads on multiple occasions about time travel, but maybe this video holds the key. And I've just realized it's doing that thing on Watch Together where it automatically gives the YouTube over. No, we're not. Give me. I don't need native controls. Fuck that. There we go. All right. All right. Periodic Pete here. Periodic Pete, here's some cash to help cover some of the expenses. Periodic, yeah. From what little helps. Really sorry that happened to you, man. Thanks, Pete. Very much appreciate. Are you ready, buddy? No, I'm tired. I am very tired. I had to fast install. Like when the thing crashed last night, I was trying to install Photoshop. I realized I was installing the wrong version of Photoshop completely illegally, so I had to find the correct version of Photoshop completely legally and try and download that and get it installed. Didn't manage that because while I was doing that, I was trying to back up one folder from that corrupted drive, and my entire computer froze. Because mid-transfer, the thing died. So the computer didn't know what to do, locked me, and then I just got stuck in a fucking, we're fixing your system loop. I had to bust out my Windows installation disk and actually, use that to open the safe boot menu. So Celtic, was everything on fire then? You know what? Honestly, a fire would have been more manageable. I would at least feel confident that everything was gone. Right now, I'm holding on to hope.
Yeah, I've heard so many horror stories like this one of just the dangers of trying to back up from a previous computer, especially a desktop one and all that shit. Freaking, laptops like the ones I use, relatively easy to do by comparison. Especially for me, that doesn't have as many bells and whistles, but still.
Thank you, Titan Executor. This is beautiful.
Oh my!
Oh my God! Did we get art already?
Shit, that's fantastic.
Yeah, he's been working on this. I gave him. He actually asked for the background of the.
Also, Nameless for $5 says, guys, I have to tell you about the future. On the night I go back in time, you get, and then it cuts off.
Well, thank you for telling us the date that you go back in time. So now we can't even wonder what date this mysterious dark thing is going to happen. Robert
also,
Kennedy,
what do we get?
It sounds like a nightmare. I hope you can recover as much as you can. Thank you so much. I am praying to the PC gods for that.
Yes.
Also, maybe something like a hard drive docking station would help. I bought that for some of my stuff.
An external one?
Yeah, an external docking station. So you can like open up your external hard drives, take out the inner piece, and then like plug it in there.
Okay.
I've got one of those.
I will put that into my Google looks for a moment.
Yeah, it's worth looking into.
Hard drive
Yard drive.
docking station. I'm still not quite used. I have my keyboard underneath. Like I added like an extra shelf to my desktop, and I still have that there. So I'm not quite used to typing completely blind, and it's also a newer keyboard, so it's like a double layer of like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Oh, there, my taskbar fixed itself. Good. All right. Well,
Server
sorry,
time.
I installed this thing to get back the Windows 10 start menu, because the Windows 11 start menu just kind of sucks.
Fair.
It's like everything is
Also,
just
Billy
in
Notes-
rows, and like I like the 10 where you could actually like dynamically arrange things.
Billy Donut says, "Have you tried feeding your PC donuts?"
You know, I haven't. I was like, you know, if you squish a donut flat enough, it might be able to fit in the disk drive.
Somebody tried it. Somebody probably tried it.
Let's see. Donut disk drive. Let's see. Donut.
This is the real
Oh,
content y'all been waiting
This is
for.
the mascot.
Oh,
Huh.
okay.
Okay. Well, not what I was expecting. Time travel is only horror when it's used incorrectly by fools or by evil people. This is actually the discussion that I and Twy have talked about. Well, part of it is, I mean, I obviously did my video covering Back to the Future, which in this video? Is Back to the Future in this video? I feel like it wasn't when I looked at it.
I don't know.
Really? That's surprising.
Time Machine,
I'd be
Life
surprised
is
if this
Strange, Madoka
is...
Magica, and Steins Gate. Yeah.
Mm.
They
Okay.
don't mention it.
Okay.
But it's interesting
Wow.
because like
Alright.
I've talked about it. I did my critique of Back to the Future, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned in it, one of the reasons they changed actors was that the original actor for Marty McFly was getting too existential about it, and it was ruining the vibe that they were going for. So they were keenly aware that Back to the Future, if you think about it very like any kind of logically, is horrifying. But they knew what kind of film they were trying to make, and they wanted to have a blast with it, which is why it's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite don't think about it kind of films.
Well, like
It's at least in regards to that specific mechanic, I guess.
Yeah.
Because every other aspect of those movies seem to work well from what I hear.
well, also like it depends on multiple different things. Like if you're only thinking about it in this certain way, then
As she's accused,
of course
me
it's
doing.
going to be as it's going to be horror for you. But like if you live in squalor, for instance, and then you get the ability to go back in time to fix the reason why your family is in squalor, and then now your family is pretty well to do, maybe not rich, but you have more money than what would make you be able to live at least comfortably. Who cares at that point if you don't have the memories of growing up all the time living like that? You're now living like that.
I mean, I obviously I think like the more different qualifications you add, you can go any direction. You're not wrong. Like
Yeah.
there's it was interesting. I saw a short from Vsauce that was advertising one of their like loot box type deals. However, what I found interesting about it is that in them, it had a t-shirt that displayed the most common types of time travel, like the most common of them. And I can't find the image itself. I wish I could, because it's a very good like breakdown of I think the 7 types of time travel that are ultimately there, and one of them I think applies to Twy's version
the
of
7
timeline
Chaos
here, and
Emeralds.
like in her hypothetical, it would be the timeline that like not auto corrects but auto fills in, I guess. So like as you change the past
know what
and
you're
get back to
talking
the
about.
future, your memories start to change. The memories of everyone around you change, and like you just kind of reintegrate back into it.
Yeah.
So like
Great
that was
bar
on
for
there.
10. Yeah,
Well,
great
that's,
bar for. Oh god.
Sorry. That was the time travel for my novel, yeah.
Right, and that's
Not necessarily my hypothetical.
the Let's see, to do great bar. Well, I hope this timeline video is good. Probably not, and it a fixed point of being bad. Oh, also back on Back to the Future. Shout out to that actor being so annoying he got replaced. What?
I never heard about
I never
that.
heard about George
That's news to
McFly
me.
being replaced. George
Yeah.
McFly.
But yeah, this video is made by this guy, Professor Viral. I think I've seen his thumbnails around. I don't think I've ever seen any of his videos before.
Also, again, like, time travel is ultimately a tool, and
Yeah.
you can choose to make it however you want, and you can choose to make it a positive thing as well. I have another,
obviously, like Chrono Trigger kind of comes to mind, where it's a bit more shown in the it has its darker elements, but it's definitely shown a lot more whimsically than not.
Wow, this is bigger
Yeah.
than I thought it was, because Crispin Glover, who played the dad, didn't come back to the role because of salary disputes. It wasn't because he was annoying that he got replaced, but it was salary disputes. Although, I mean, I could imagine that'd be pretty annoying for those guys.
Yeah.
But they brought in a new actor to play him whenever he showed up in a much reduced role in the two sequels. And part 2 also reused some footage of Glover from the first film, billing him in the closing credits as George McFly in footage from Back to the Future. Glover successfully sued Universal Studios, and it went on to subsequently result in new rules about the use of archival footage.
Mm-hmm.
So it had a lasting impact on. I did not know that. That's a fun fact.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Thank you, Great Bar, for the tidbit, even though I'm not sure how accurate your initial statement was, but it is what it is. Also, Celestial Warlock for the 5 gifted subs, memberships. Thank you very much.
Warlock.
Did I say Warlock?
Yes.
Well, okay. Well, listen.
Maybe you aren't quite fully functional like I thought.
Well, no, it's because of your freaking scuff semblance affecting my speech.
Oh, here we go. Blame it on the bird. Of course.
Well, of course, you're the mechanic to the robot.
I was about to say, if you're treating me this way, I can only imagine how your computer's being treated right now.
Ooh.
Don't say that about Mercury. Mercury is fine. I named my computer Mercury. I'm going for like every new system is going to be named after a solar system or a planet.
Awesome.
Okay.
Anyway. You want to say something?
Yeah. Oh, no, I was just going to go for like different time travel series that I know of that have no horror elements to them. So like, what about Doctor Who? Or what about Loki? Or
I was gonna say it depends on what episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Like, there are horror elements to Doctor Who, but not all of the time travel episodes have horror aspects to them. Like, some of them can be, but a lot of them, when it comes to the horror, has more to do with the creatures or monsters or aliens or whatever within that show or within that episode. What about Outlander, which is a time travel romance?
I was gonna say the only thing horror in Loki is the writing.
Yeah.
Endgame. Oh, don't you want to talk about? I tried to defend Endgame's time travel, and then Loki came in and just fucking steamrolled me. I am so pissed about that. I thought I had something, and they completely wrecked it.
I mean, to be fair, that is post hoc, so you know.
Also, there's two things that I know about. One is Being Erica, which is a TV show, and then a book that I know of called A Handful of Time. And these are time travel therapy sessions, pretty much. So, like, A Handful of Time, I distinctly know. I'm not as familiar with Being Erica, but I do know that she basically does self-therapy by going back in time and, like, going through her past in order to heal. And with A Handful of Time, the daughter fixes her relationship or comes to understand her mother better by using a pocket watch that her mother used as a child, and goes back in time and spends some time with her mother so that she can learn to understand her.
People are pointing out
Gunbuster.
That I'll touch on Gunbuster in a moment. But I was going to. People are pointing out you're wearing Patamon to celebrate your Time Stranger pick.
Yes.
Which,
yes,
to
I
be
am.
fair, Patamon would probably be my choice too. He's just a squishy little beast.
He's really good.
As to the Gunbuster
but in regard
one,
to, I was about to say, like, that one is a little different because that's freaking time compression.
That's time
rather than
dilation.
Time travel. I mean, dilation rather than time travel.
Well, I was going to say, it is technically speaking a form of time travel, but because of how it's presented, time dilation doesn't always seem that way. It's basically time travel the long way around, not a joke, as opposed to time travel the long way around, which is I'm sitting in a box that says time machine, it moves forward at regular speed. That's the long way around suffix joke, and this is time travel long way around suffix real. What's getting the name Uranus? I had a comeback and then my brain just completely blanked. I'm tired. Anyway, time travel is always horror. Let's see what this gentleman has to say.
Time travel may be one of the most maligned story concepts of all time. It introduces an insane level of creativity, where characters can meet and learn from themselves, where mistakes can be corrected and made to unimaginable degrees, where with a magic which relies on something we all know, time, it feels as if anything can happen. The possibility of altering the past with knowledge of the present is inherently intoxicating to beings stuck in their decisions. But at the same time, it's also a concept full of holes and contradictions to accomplish this, almost certainly a paradox, as it must be the thing which creates itself, at its worst pointing to an absolute level of determinism. It becomes the point of history, collapsing an entire universe down into a black hole of heated debates and moon logic. We can all note a story which was ruined by the addition of time travel, from alternate universes which make everything possible and as such meaningless, to characters retconned from thematic pillars.
Okay, I need to contrast this. It all depends on the skill of the writer when it comes down to multiple universes, because you can have multiple universes. In fact, I fully believe that we exist in a reality that is connected to multiple universes. We just have no way of connecting to. Like we are one in many billions and infinitesimal slides of reality. Different, like I learning about string theory, now debunked, admittedly, but like there's a lot of elements to that are really neat and like caught in my brain and I can't let go of. So the question is, well, if anything is possible, why should I care? Because you're the idiot that lives in that reality.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think the fact of the matter is that depending on the story, as you said, you should still, even whether or not you introduce these elements, you should still present them as being important to the characters themselves. Like, just because, there are a bunch of different Spider-Man and Spider-Verse, I don't give a fuck. I care about Miles. I care about his struggles and what he's going through. That's not a time travel story.
I didn't just quote Guardians of the Galaxy offhand. That first film, the stakes of the film are that if Ronan gets the Infinity Stone, he's going to go around destroying entire planets, which on a scale is, well, it's not our planet getting destroyed, so why should I care? Well, that's not the heart of it. The heart of the story and why we care is because, oh, if he destroys the universe, we live in it.
Yeah.
As long as you make the threat connect to the people involved in stopping the threat, you're on the right track. That's the goal.
Yes.
You don't want to make the threat like, oh, I'm trying to think of a good example. I mean, the Flash film comes to mind where
Or the Flash show.
the Flash show is better than the film. It gets progressively worse, but it is better than the film.
Well, well, let me just put it that way. It doesn't get bad as fast.
Yeah. Calzifan is time is a man-made concept. What does it matter? It's not, though. Like, the
No.
way we track it is a man-made
Is
concept.
man-made,
Like us
but
with
as
the
a
clocks and
concept
hours.
on its own,
There is
is
like we have an X, a Y, a Z, and we have as an X, Y, Z, and we have, I guess, what axis is the Y? We have a fourth axis that things exist upon. There is a progression between
Double Z?
point A to point B. Like we that is observable. Now, like the coolest concept is like you have the idea of like ascendant beings that see it as just another area of traversal for them. They can move forward and backwards in time as they so wish, as easily as we move forward and backwards in the X, Y, and Z axis. Futurama does a good like jab at this in the reverse direction where and also Doctor Who has an episode with Capaldi where people get trapped in the second dimension and they don't have a third dimension, and it fucks with everyone's heads because we're used to living in 3 dimensions, but now you're in 2 dimensions. Things fundamentally don't work right. It's obviously more characterized because, God, the idea of trying to conceptualize a 2-dimensional environment.
Yeah,
and
our brains couldn't even perceive
Yeah.
that fully to its full extent.
The way to look at time is it is a dimension in which we have very limited conceptual view. Like we only understand a fraction of what that axis of reality actually contains. So
Yeah.
it's one of those. That's why it's so fascinating. It's like, oh, if we could just unlock this, what can we do? Like, what insane things can we do?
Right.
And
You missed Teddy Bear
I
Paladin
was
lore.
about to grab that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bedtime Party Team Time 14. Action Girl figures missiles close in on ED. Elegant erectile dysfunction. Sorry. Elegant doll.
God
before
damn
a
it.
series of portals surround her. The missiles disappearing in the golden glow. Action Girl figure. Mass portals are cheating. Action Girl figure swaps into pistols. It's just-
God
I
damn.
love it. You can't use portals. Fine, I'll just use guns.
Yeah.
Also, sorry.
I was going to hit this, and then I'm pretty sure Everything Everywhere All at Once played with multiverses and use of thematic exploration of positive and negative nihilism. Yes, I know that one's very popular. I still need to see it.
Same here. I haven't seen it yet.
Well, it's not necessarily time travel, but time suspension in like KH3.
Yeah.
And I guess the time chambers in Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that.
Yeah, time chambers. Then moment Cage Dream Drop Distance introduces.
Yeah.
Yeah, the actual time travel.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which is fairly well explained.
also
And
another good thing,
is not horror at all.
that's another good example
Yeah,
of time travel not being horror, everything, everywhere, all at once. I would have to. I wish I could actually connect the dots on that one.
Yeah, but in regards to KH Dream Drop Distance, what's horrific is what young Xehanort is doing in regards to that for Sora, not exactly the concept itself.
Because
Yeah.
the time travel in Kingdom Hearts is seen as a closed loop type deal, isn't that right? Where
Yeah,
where basically everything that is happening was kind of predestined to happen. So him time traveling was like, it's just a natural part of the time stream as it is. He's not changing things. He's just setting things up for what needs to happen. It's been a while since I've dived in.
No, you got it essentially right. He's essentially just putting in contingencies of himself in each different placement of time. and then using that foreknowledge to his advantage to the current part of the timeline.
Also, I can't wait till we get to Life is Strange, because Life is Strange is
Oh my god! Don't even bother. Don't even fucking.
It's in this video. It's going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, so let's continue.
To bargain bin comfort, to arguments over dinner about how it even happened and by what set of rules. But whatever the case, for better or worse, whether the point or the afterthought, there is something else time travel does to every single serious story it touches. It makes them horror. Whether we know it or not, the very premise of a human traveling through time by their own will is a matter of pain, fear, and isolation beyond what can ever be experienced. It is something which strips the recipient of the very title of human to begin with and drops them into a void of only themselves and yet everything at once. It
Only if you're
ruins them,
cherry
a
picking.
space beyond what mortal minds were ever made to cope with, and yet it also makes them gods tortured by their power. Today, we'll be exploring why time travel is horror.
Wakfu.
I was gonna. Yeah, Wakfu has that. Oh god, Wakfu's that's. But I was gonna say, I wouldn't use the word horror. It can be horrifying. The way I would probably word this is time travel is always existential.
I was about to say, that's probably the perfect word to describe that.
Because that gives a very amount of variance to how people react to it, unless you are particularly leaning into horror. Like, Primer, I would probably say, is existential horror. It's a scary fucking story about how the abuse of time looping leads to these two friends absolutely hating each other and killing each other over and over. It's a
Jesus.
Primer is a great film. People hate it because it is quite easily the most confusing and difficult to understand time travel movie, but all of its rules, once you break it down, make sense, which makes it a fucking feat of storytelling. Now, my sister hates it because it's boring. At least she calls it that. I was enraptured the entire time, but I'm also weird because I love time travel. Let's see. We have some super chats. Implying time travel is not that's not horrifying isn't serious. Seems like a limiting view on time travel. The fact that he has Life is Strange in here makes me go,
Yeah, he's missing the force for the trees in regards to like the core of what time travel is or how it can be interpreted.
Ed Savinsky says,
that's about it.
How about Happy Death Day? Suddenly having to live the same day over and over with a slasher chasing you. I mean, I would actually argue a Groundhog Day scenario is inherently scary. Like, and the reason why is because the inevitability is apathy, which the idea of like losing yourself to apathy after however many loops, that's just a scary idea. But then the irony of it is by that point you reach the apathy, it's not scary anymore. You just don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Actually, there's an interesting episode of the 2005 adaptation of Cyborg 009, sorry. Where the main character, Joe Shimamura, who has the power to accelerate himself, to give himself super speed, that accelerator device in his cybernetics kind of gets jacked up. So all of time is completely slowed down. And so he has to just live with himself for possibly like several days, not being able to touch or affect anything. Because if he touches anybody, you know, he's moving so fast that they would fucking combust and die.
For the record, this is what I looked like the entire time last night. This is still what I look like right now. This GIF has been sent by Daigato.
Okay. Well, can't wait for you to share. Oh, wait, you're already sharing on screen, I think.
Yep, you can find it in
on
the
screen.
Yeah, it's in Animation Club. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, excellent! Someone found the image I was looking for. Thank you so much, Yui. That's amazing. All right. Open link. Actually, you know what?
But yeah, it was a really, really good episode. I know it's not time travel, but it is using like I guess time slowing is as a horrific element, because it really like tests Joe's own morality and sense of purpose.
I hear you guys. This is the T-shirt I was talking about. I can't read the text very well, but you can at least see the names of them. You have time loop. You have branching
Oh my
timelines.
god.
You have fixed timelines. That's the Kingdom Hearts one is a fixed timeline. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It qualifies.
Yeah.
Just wait. That's the meme. Time dilation. So that would be Gunbuster.
Gunbuster.
Dynamic timeline is the one that Twilight's most fond of. Multiverse, which I take contention.
I'm not
because
sure if
I would not distinguish that from branching timelines. I guess the argument would be that multiverse is simply the natural. I guess you're hopping from one multiverse to another that's either at a different point in time or had different choices being made, as opposed to branching timelines where you go back to a point and create the split. But I would argue they're one in the same, where if you go back in time, you create the split anyway. I don't see much distinction between them. Maybe these texts I can't. It's so blurry. Maybe they distinguish the two more.
I think this is multiverse. This is how you lose the time war. Lord.
Oh right, these are.
I've heard good things about
the-
that book.
These are like where they're referencing from. Okay.
Yeah.
Epic traveling across the kingdom in adventures is fun. Traveling across the kingdom in adventures is fun. What? What are we referencing?
I mean, I don't know.
Izanagi, pretty sure Futurama had one of its last episodes be Leela and Fry moving in frozen time and growing old together. That seems like a good non-horror example. It's because Fry is kind of an idiot and Leela's along for the ride with him, and they're just like enjoying themselves. But that could easily...
there was still some existential dread throughout that entire episode. It just isn't. That's just not the focal point of it, because Futurama is Futurama.
Again, a lot of whether or not time travel is horror is dependent upon the framing of the existentialism.
Yeah, and if a tool, I mean, I guess it's not impossible for something inherently horrific or dreadful to be used eclectically depending on the context, but like at that point, then again we go back to the argument of whether or not it is inherently horror, and I just don't think so.
Yeah, again, I just, the word existential is the one that comes to mind.
Right.
So I'm looking at this list. There's a lot of series that I've heard of but I haven't watched. Like, would A Girl Who Leapt Through Time be considered a horror?
I have no idea.
She gets pretty messed up emotionally by the end of that film. I could easily argue that it's horror. It's not scary, but it's horrific in that she goes through a lot during the course of that story.
Time dilation. Well, Planet of the Apes, I would kind of argue is
Planet of the Apes it is time
existential.
dilation. Yeah, it is more existential.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
I'm looking at the time dilation section of this shirt.
Wait a second. Lightyear has time dilation.
Yeah, Lightyear
I
has
guess it's
time
set in
travel.
space. I never saw that movie.
I remember hearing about that, and people just didn't like that movie.
Right.
Power Rangers Look, I love Time Force. Time travel doesn't necessarily make sense in that series. Although it does introduce existential horror. It does, like, the idea that they are changing the future in some way, shape, or form is scary to some of the cast. Like, they are actually genuinely, like, petrified by action, and that's actually one of the best elements of the story. Oh, what was I was gonna say? For time dilation, you can add like Halo in there, because the cryostasis in Halo, you don't think about it, but you know Sergeant Johnson by the end of the war was like 80 years old.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, but because of how much time he spent in cryo freeze, He was only he was
okay, yeah.
effectively, I want to say 50. I wish the Halo Wiki would try and keep track of that, like the effective age by the time people die. Mighty Morphin also did that too. Let's not talk about Mighty Morphin trying to do physics.
So I guess the question here would be like, what should we qualify as horror? Should the character be horrified, or should the audience be horrified?
Well, if you've done it right, the audience is supposed to, by proxy, be connected to the characters in some way, shape, or form. So I would say, by default, if the character is horrified, we too are supposed to be horrified.
Yeah, because that's part of the presentation, right?
But then you could also have it be the character doesn't realize the situation they're in yet, and that can have what is it? Is it dramatic irony? Is that just the word for it? That we know what they don't?
Yeah, that would be the dry. Yeah, that would be something to that effect. Although
by power of dramatic irony, it could be horrifying.
Yeah, because I would imagine that would be a little. I don't know if there's any story where, like, the audience knows that some wibbly wobbly timey wimey shit is happening, but the character doesn't.
I mean,
I'm not sure.
Often beginnings of loops like Groundhog Day, the character is completely unaware they've looped.
Oh yeah, like I understand that as like the star of the story or like part of the first act. That makes sense. But like as the thing for the entire story, I'm not sure.
I was gonna say I qualify horror, at least like the element can be horrific even in small doses. Like you can get there, and it doesn't have to be persistent throughout the entire story to qualify.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking of like A Christmas Carol, for instance. That was kind of like the qualifier for my question, because like I don't consider that a horror. I was never listening.
Well, depends on which one. Depends on which one you've seen.
To be fair, it's not the time travel that's scary, because I considered it more of a time viewing. I don't know if he didn't really affect anything future or present. It was just him getting a window into things. So that's like a very light time travel. The more horrifying thing was always the fucking ghost of future,
spirits,
Christmas, Christmas future, especially the whole fucking Grim Reaper pointing in. We went to the Playhouse at the Park here in Cincinnati. By the way, I recommend. I love their shows. They do an amazing Christmas Carol. Always terrified of that part. They always use the loudest fucking sound effects. Always the most terrifying motherfucker in a robe with a scythe. As a little kid, I had to close my eyes. Well,
that's not necessarily you're being horrified by the future.
Yeah, that's why I'm qualifying.
Yeah, clarified that.
I don't think it's really the time travel at play there, because again, the time travel has no substantive effect except for the main character learning a lesson.
Yeah, because like at that point, if you were going to qualify the future of your death being horrifying, well, that's just everyday life. In which case you would say just being alive is horrifying.
Well, not only just that, but also the circumstances of the death is what is horrifying to, Scrooge at that point. Which is,
or necessarily the after effects of the death, because it is a very it's a very do I want to say like Christian story? I guess because like he's afraid of being judged after his death.
What's my
whether or not he goes to heaven or hell or whatever.
Favorite Doctor Who monster? Oh, that's a hard one.
Well, the only ones that I have been really Doctor Who monster. I guess aliens don't count.
Oh no, like if they're like a monster, like an antagonistic force, they count.
Okay, it's just that Doctor Who has it all, so I'm guessing that there's delineation between which is what. But I love the Cybermen. I really like them a lot.
Cybermen?
A couple of the episodes
those are great.
I watched.
Oh God, everyone's go-to is Weeping Angels. I feel like that's like the basic bitch one. But really, the Weeping Angels, they're scary, yes. But I think like the Vashta Narada are really fucking cool.
Oh my god, I had a nightmare about those guys once.
Hi, who turned out the lights? Hi, who turned out the lights? It's just like the idea of someone being chewed apart from the inside out, and then their last moments are constantly recorded on their is it on their suits that was recorded, or was it the Vashna?
Oh my god.
I think it was the Vashna. Yeah, no, dude. Like literally, the Vashnarada are like they're really cool in concept. The idea is like, oh, they're everywhere. They exist everywhere. They live in shadows. But you know, they're like really, really, really tiny bugs to the point that no human eye, no human device can pick them up. But they also are so scattered and loose. They're really harmless. They eat like skin flakes and shit. That episode, they were everywhere. It was massive hives of them. And every shadow, if you stepped in one, you're just fucked.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Also, there's that one, it's the bottle episode where it's just on that one space transport where it's the creature that's like mimicking people. That one that's like possessing people, and it started to like possess the doctor. Oh, what was that called? That's one of the best episodes of Doctor Who.
Yeah, my friend hasn't shown me that yet.
I liked I guess like two other creatures other than the Vashta-Narada, the creatures on the waters from Mars.
Those are good. I mean, the water zombies, but I like them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, like the thing that made the water zombies, pretty much. Like that's what I'm referring to. But the
Midnight. That's the one I'm thinking of. Thank you.
Yeah. I have to qualify this because after these things return, they are no longer scary because you learn more about them. But the first appearance of the Silence.
The Silence was one of those monsters that was just ruined.
Yes.
Oh, they were so good. Nobody understands you the way I do. Thank you, Titan Executor. Yes. To be fair, plenty of people understand it the way I do. They're just called shills by a lot of assholes.
Damn.
You guys have no idea how close we all were to another Silent Hill F stream. There was another video that was somehow I felt worse than Synthetic Man. Like it was.
Oh my! Wait, what?
But I think part of that is he was like regurgitating what he said, what Synthetic Man said in part. So it's like he was getting that with nothing else about him, like none of the honesty either.
Is it ranting for vengeance?
Oh no! I linked it. I think if you scroll up,
okay. I'm sorry.
It was just awful. The guy was horribly xenophobic. Like again, at least Synthetic Man was just like, I don't care if you're Japanese. I don't give a shit. It's like, okay, well you're just dismissive. This guy was like actively insulting towards Japanese culture. It was.
Are you sure? Are you sure it's not ranting for vengeance? That sounds like something he would do.
He's not getting another video almost hit the stream. Yes, another video almost hit the stream.
Also, congrats for a membership for 7 months.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Also, congrats on the 7-hour stream. Here's your reward. Thank you.
God.
You know, between that and my computer dying, it was a stressful week last week and this week and every week. I'm shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked. Okay, let's continue.
Yeah, speaking of, we need to make some headway.
Yeah. We get it! We get it! We fucking get it! We get it! Oh my god! You could have shortened that by half and still been annoying.
The Time Machine, an 1895 novella by H.G. Wells, is a necessary part of the coverage, seeing as it coined the very phrase it's titled. Its hero is an unnamed character, only called the Time Traveler, who often hosts a wide variety of occupations and characters at his home to discuss the deeper matters over dinner and drinks.
His real name is Chris.
Now, at one of these meetings, he explains his idea of how time travel should actually be possible, stating time as just another dimension to be moved through as any of the others. No.
Oh wait, the time. Wait, I thought you were talking about Professor Viral.
No. I the time traveler. That's
Okay.
what. That's the.
I was gonna say, like,
I did not dox this guy. I don't know who this guy is.
well, I'm gonna refer to him now as Professor Chris Viral now. But I was gonna say I should clarify. I have seen the 2000s film for the time traveler or the time machine, but
Okay.
it was okay. I don't remember much of it. I remember him seeing the moon and like exploding. That was pretty cool.
Pete says, I forgot how pretentious this video was. Oh, right. Pete, you recommended this video, didn't you? Shit.
Yep.
Ew.
Right.
Now we know who
Having
to
only
blame.
length, breadth, and thickness, can a cube have real existence? There I object, said Philby. Of course a solid body may exist, all real things. So most people think. But wait a moment. Can an instantaneous cube exist? Don't follow you, said Philby. Can a cube that does not last for any time at all have a real existence? Any real body must have extensions into 4 directions. It must have length, breadth, thickness, and duration. Now, there's a clearly mixed reaction to this, some seeing him as a sort of visionary, some as insane, but none really believing it will actually lead to anything. However, for their next meeting, the host is absent, as they all mill around his house being served dinner and drinks without the host's very presence, until he emerges from the lab, disheveled and dirty, begging for his own food, which he scarfs down insanely before explaining anything of his current condition.
Which, by the way, imagine just being invited to a guy's house and just eating some of his stuff and faffing about waiting for him. Times be
I'm
weird
pretty
like
sure
that.
that's like the college dorm experience for most guys.
Yeah, honestly. The
Now,
only
after
difference
changing-
is that this guy has a maid who probably showed him to the room first.
Well, also, like I joke, but like I think that's actually pretty common for the time period. Like that's like
Yeah.
the upper echelons of like they have like wait staff and such that would show you in, and if they're not ready or if they're out somewhere, it's like they will arrive shortly, or they've been delayed, they will arrive
Yeah.
in a few hours time. Please make
Yeah.
yourself comfortable.
Yeah, I was just saying that it's interesting to think about how much that has changed, I guess.
to some less
wow,
tattered
Eric.
clothes, he begins to explain. He has just returned from
If nothing is faster than light, then how did the darkness get there first? It didn't. There is no. That's not how. I love because like everyone jokes about like, ah, yes, my power is faster than dark, and it's like, so you're slower than light. No, I'm the absence of light. That's not what dark is, though. Dark is the cast shadow. Nothingness. There is no dark in nothingness. Nothingness is nothingness. That might be hard to conceptualize because we were very much like color-based vision and shit, but like nothingness is not darkness. It is the absence of anything. The only reason we know there is darkness is because light is present.
That is that was a very Kingdom Hearts coded sentence you just made right there.
And
Just replace nothingness with dark.
I shall displace the light, for it has ruled too long. No, okay.
the future.
Also, Hikaru for £2 says, "I'm deaf now thanks to that dentist drill intro." Yeah,
Did I not already read that?
I don't think so.
Oh, I apologize if I did.
Oh, we got new art.
Oh, we got new art?
Damn, y'all are just cranking these out faster and faster.
Where?
In the art channel.
I'm
Here,
in.
I will
I'm in the art channel.
forward it.
The last thing I see is me hugging the F.
Oh, my apologies. I guess we don't.
Oh,
I just saw that.
Damn.
okay. Well, that's when I went on my little like, oh, there's a person that seemed worse than Synthetic Man. The only reason
Yeah.
if there had been more like enough to chew on in that video, I would have superseded this one. The reason why I didn't is I watched through it and I'm like, it's like a lot of it we've already covered and we just be screaming.
Yeah,
into
it's
the void.
same shit, different toilet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
20% new toilet. Anyway.
He's now going to recount his entire journey to them, whether they believe it or not. Having finished the machine a few hours prior, he was determined to test it before his guests could arrive once more. And so, right there in his laboratory, he pulls the lever to go forward in time, and he's pushed into a liminal space as the world speeds up around him, his servants blurring past, moving through him as he's pushed from this dimension. His building begins to fall apart and is torn down and replaced. The city around him starts to follow the same fate, all happening at an increasing speed until nothing is intelligible at all. The force of time weighing down on him harder and harder until he eventually just manages to push the lever back to stop at some distant point in time.
Silver-haired freak. Lies and slander, Kaiser. He didn't say friendship. True.
And before he's even arrived in the future, well, we've witnessed the horror of time travel. As far as his world is concerned, the time traveler has died. Passing before his eyes was the result of his own death. It was the loss of everything he'd worked for and everything he'd built in that laboratory, in that space. And even further, he wouldn't.
That's an interesting thing actually to think about, because that doesn't get touched upon in a lot of media. You have a lot of things that go back in time, but you very rarely have things that go forward in time. But the problem here is this precludes him going back to reseat himself in time. So is the presumption in this story that he basically ceases to exist because he exists outside of time for that period? But like, when he goes back, there should be a version of him that's there because he will go back. I'm actually now racking my mind over this. What is being displayed here? Because you're trying to say this is scary, but like, technically speaking, I don't think it should, by my understanding of how the mechanics in this book work.
So I guess the thing that makes it horrifying is his understanding that he is now in a time where he should technically be dead because everything is so forward in time that there is no possible way for him to have survived. So he is now in the in this moment.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And like, I've touched upon this in some of my writings and role plays that deal with time travel, but it's more of like a sobering moment. It's like that episode. It's like episode 2 of New Who, where Rose travels into the future for the first time, and she realizes she is so far into the future that everyone is dead. She should be dead. Her mother is dead. Everyone she knows is dead. They're in the ground on Earth, the Earth that she is currently looking at, that is going to be destroyed in a couple of seconds. Like, that was a moment of horror for her, but also this humbling thing. The thing that the doctor was trying to teach her, pretty much. But like, that's like a very momentary thing, because you are still alive in the here and now. And that's kind of the thing about time travel, is that, yes, technically you are also dead, but you are also alive at the same time.
Oh, dear Lord, the horrors of being an elf.
Yep.
I live for hundreds of years and watch all my friends and family die around me, which is a sad thing. I don't know if I would say it's horrifying, but it is sad.
Yeah.
We do. I love how Robbie's like, new Teddy Lords. Like, it was literally 2 messages ago, my man. You can hold off. If I don't see that, I probably won't see your message. Because I'm probably in the middle of doing something. You gotta wait a little bit. Tea time 15. Elegant dolls, sidesteps, action girl figures, shots with graceful sidestepping. He laments repeating himself. Elegant doll, my dear, your ballistics may threaten simple brutes, but a lady requires a more delicate touch. You, on the other hand. So we're getting back and forth. We're getting slow motion choreography.
Yeah, it's got some banter.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
This has happened for everybody, for all of London, as each building he once knew is destroyed, replaced, and destroyed, and replaced, and destroyed, and replaced again and again, until nothing of the world he once knew remains. And the death of one's culture like that is much more than just a personal pain, a sad remembrance of things past, but rather it is the inability to exist as one once did, to have none of the customs and traditions and objects which made up the life they knew. Even if the time he arrives in has humans, they won't be the same humans. They won't speak the same language. They won't eat the same meals in the same kind of ways. They won't communicate and interact in the same methodology. Their technology could even be so far advanced that he wouldn't even know where the power button is on something, let alone how to operate it.
Faye from Cowboy Bebop.
And if it goes the other direction, if things have regressed and humanity's nothing, well then he's at a level too high, ready to be disappointed by his descendants.
Okay, I do want to preface something, because he said, like, oh, these aren't the same kinds of humans anymore. It's like, well, yes, they are. Like, if you go back into the past, like, I want to say like 50,000 years, those humans that existed back then are fundamentally no different than us, other than really surface level things like language and culture. They still are us. They are not any lesser than us. That is kind of this low-key kind of gross way of looking at progress. Of it goes back to like the whole caveman thing, where cavemen are meant to be like dumb and they're rock stupid and they're so much lesser than us modern civilized people, but they're not. They're just not in a place where they've had the ability to be born in a place where people have for hundreds of years built technology that we now use in order to make our lives the way that they are now. That's all.
So it's interesting because technically speaking, to say that some civilization, I'm trying not to be insulting in terms of like, but the term that civilization is backwards, is that technically incorrect? Is that correct or incorrect in terms of like how it's actually expressing, hey, they are before us in terms of technology? I know it's used derogatively, but like,
yeah,
could it technically, if you take away the derogative nature, could it be used objectively in the sense of like, well, they are further back than us. They are backwards from where we have reached in terms of our development and all the benefits that we had in our built-up history. They are just further back in it, and they don't have the same access. Like, if we're using it in the most neutral terms, they are backwards. Yes. But like, it's not typically used that way.
Yeah, no, the insult comes with the added context of what you mean by backwards, which is they are lesser than us. They are inferior to us.
Now I want to teach the caveman how to build a PC. No, the RAM goes in the other slot. Shit.
How many cavemen does it take to build a PC?
Plot twist. I'm saying there. Wait, no, actually, that kind of works. And like the caveman is like an astrophysicist of computers.
Yeah, there we go.
Like, if you went back in time just to be a fairy and like steal away a caveman child and raise them in the modern era, they would not be any different from you or I.
Well,
aside from
I'm thinking
possible,
I'm thinking of like the rate of biological growth. Like, it would be fascinating. What if we went back, stole a caveman child, either human or Neanderthal, because Neanderthals, we've kind of blended with them. We take them, bring them to the present, and we raise them with all the modern amenities in terms of like health and such. What would they look like? Like, would they be taller? They would probably be a lot smarter, but like, I know we're not biologically all that different, like very, very fine differences just from the nature of the progression of a species. But like, it's, I wonder how big we can actually like tab that very fine difference. I wonder if we could like,
I think if there would be a difference, I'm not sure how true it is. The only major difference that would probably occur, just due to evolutionarily and partially culture as well, would probably be like levels of like neuroplasticity, if I were to guess.
No, that would be not true at all. Because we
Oh, yeah.
haven't we for the most part, evolution does progress at a very slow rate. There are moments where it does rapidly progress. We haven't really done that
Mhm.
as far as we're aware. So the neural plasticity of
So essentially, since we're not that much further in time from that point to the point where
Yeah,
the
we're,
levels
we're,
of
we're
that
along
would
the
shift
very
that.
we're along the
Yeah.
natural. In fact, if very much dependent on our future, we may by technical standards, devolve in certain ways. Like the one that people point out to, or more or less evolve in a way less suited to our current environment, because people point out that in space, the way that the human body shifts and morphs, if you were to start having generations up in space, like say Gundam, they would actually
Yeah.
become shorter, more rounded. They wouldn't have. I'm not sure if they would have more lanky limbs or less lanky. They would basically be more attuned to a spatial environment after 80 generations.
I mean,
Well,
that
that
would
is-
definitely explain their art style.
that still is evolution. It wouldn't be devolving.
Well, that's why I qualified as we would evolve in a way that is less suited to what we have in our current environment. And
Yeah, but that's still not devolving though.
that's why
That
I
just
corrected
means
my
that-
language.
Hey. Also,
Also new art.
JK Lilly had said, wouldn't they have more teeth? No, they would not. They still have their wisdom teeth. We still have our wisdom teeth. The main thing about the difference between us and them is that we have dentistry now to protect us from our own teeth. Like me, I don't know if I would be alive today if I lived back then, because my teeth were growing backwards in my own skull, that I probably would have gained infections and died. So therefore, my survival is dependent on the modern day technology that we have. But a lot of people back in those days would have died simply because they didn't have the means of being able to fix the problem.
I'm flipping a coin whether or not I'd have lived or died, because I was 9 months old and I got flipped over in a shopping cart by my sister. Now, the qualifier here is, yeah, the injury was so great, I probably would have died without modern medical intervention. The qualifier though is, shopping carts probably didn't exist back then, so.
So if anything, you would have.
So if anything, I might have actually been better. I might not have like unseen brain damage. Also, thank you, Titan Executive.
The thing that's qualifying, I guess, about the whole discussion about like progress and all of this is that a lot of people see it as a linear thing when it's really not. It's we can become any kind of form as long as it suits the environment, and it's not wrong or right to become that. It is just what is necessary for survival.
Just remember, if you start growing a vestigial arm, it is in your best interest to hide it from all of society and procreate as much as possible so we can get third arms all around society. That's how that works, right?
I think if you're born with a third arm, that is just an absorbed twin.
Probably.
That's always... You say that, but that's the real horrifying thing. I was
about to say.
Absorbing twins just scares the shit out of me. I don't know why. It's like, it's one of those like inherent kind of feels.
If you want me to make MHA a little bit more horrifying, I have a headcanon that the reason why Shoto has the dual quirks is because he had absorbed a twin.
Well, that's
You know,
nightmare
you
fuel
know-
I didn't need.
You know,
You're
AFO
welcome.
was probably on to something.
Hikaru says basically we can become a Digimon via evolution. Well, what I love is that Twi pointed this out, or was it you or was it someone else that were there? Everyone was talking about, oh, Digimon evolutions are so random, and someone's like, no, they're just on a much grander scale of evolution.
No, that was me.
Oh, that was the okay. Good.
Yeah. Because I was the one that pointed that out to that person on Twitter by comparing the Digivolution chart to just the broader scale of evolution from the beginning of life on Earth until like what we currently have in the modern era.
Honestly, I feel like neither the Japanese nor the English names really do them justice. I feel like you could do like protozoan for like the very early stages instead of baby, that kind of thing. That'd be kind of fun.
Mhm.
Maybe find an alternate, a third way to classify Digimon that's like more along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
Hikaru says, oh, you already said it.
Everybody's saying that I'm making a lot of sense for Todoroki.
Yugok says,
Yeah.
personal
I mean-
exceptionalism rears its ugly hand again. Ugly!
Okay. But yeah, like what was it? And that's probably, I mean, that'd be the top two most fucked up things about Shoto's backstory, probably.
Yeah.
Who's the main actor from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? What's his name? I say this as only a small amount of insult. Sir, you look like him.
Oh my god!
I can't unsee it now. I can't. Like he has.
Oh wait, you know what? Hold on, let me look it up. Hold on. You
Rick
say it was the
Moranis.
main.
Rick, sir, you look like Rick Moranis in a bad wig.
Rick Moranis.
I'm sorry. So far, you haven't said anything really that objectionable, so it's. I don't feel good.
Oh,
saying-
now I see it.
Now you see it. I think. It's particularly
Oh,
how he
no.
parts his lips, his nose, and the glasses. I think are all like no.
Yeah, actually, you know what?
It's the
This guy.
brows, too.
Actually, you know what? Rick Moranis looks more like Anthony. Anthony Gramuglia.
Oh.
No, I mean, so I'm just saying. It's like, wow. If you told me this guy was his dad, I would believe you.
He looks like Garth from Wayne's
Yeah?
World. He does not look like Garth from Wayne's World. Garth has a way bigger fucking nose.
Everyone he meets. To these new people, he could be akin to a witch and killed on the spot, removed from time altogether. Either way, he is alone.
No. I get you're trying to be like poetic and highfalutin there, but if you go to a different point in time and they're considered a witch and killed, you're still part of time. You're just dead in another part of it. That's how that works. You have physically not left time. Time is not absent of you. Now, if you were to die on the time machine and the time machine were just constantly going, I don't know how that would work. That could be a really cool existential horror. What happens to a corpse that's trapped in a time machine?
A human, but not this.
It
ever
goes
human.
until
And this
the
is exactly what we see.
heat death of the
Arriving some
universe and the death of time,
800,000
I
years
guess.
into the
Probably.
future, the traveler finds that where London once stood, there are now empty and rolling hills, save the occasional porcelain-looking towers and vast marble-esque manors, gardens and statues dotted here and there in the courtyards, but all showing signs of age and disrepair. Like him, they seem to be falling out of this era. The inhabitants of this world are the Eloi above ground and the Morlocks underneath, the former being weak, frail creatures of minimal constitution, the latter baboon-like brutes crawling around dark tunnels and underground factories. These pairs exist in an uncomfortable stasis. The Eloi are prey, but saved by the Morlocks' acclimation only to darkness, scared off by the most minimal amount of light. And those factories underground seem to produce everything the Eloi use, with them clearly unable to do so of their own power or knowledge. The traveler guesses that social stratification became so severe that the upper and lower classes split into these two entirely different species that we now see. Comfort and pleasure turning the rulers into, well, a picture of absolute and pure weakness, and constant toil turning the workers into brutes who see production as totally inherent and required.
And as we all know, this is absolutely the wrong depiction of the future, because the real depiction of the future is going to be idiocracy.
So, from my understanding of this story, it's a criticism of the class system.
Yes.
Among other things.
That's not really horrific so much as sad, and also like,
I guess that brings into question,
Did you see those
what
costumes?
is horror? You know?
Pretty horrific. Just saying.
Yeah.
But no,
I give those costumes like 4 out of 10.
This is a good question. I always like the question of what is horror?
Yeah, what is horror? Like, what counts as that, I guess.
do not like Stephen King, but he has a great quote about horror. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it on here.
Probably.
Quote on horror. Yeah, 3 types of horror. The 3 types of horror. The gross out, the sight of a severed head tumbling down a flight of stairs. It's when the lights go out and something green and slimy splatters against your arm. The horror. Sorry, it's 3 types of terror. The horror, the unnatural, spiders the size of bears, the dead walking up and walking around. It's when lights go out and something with claws grabs you by the arm. And the last and worst one, terror. When you come home and notice everything you own had been taken away and replaced by an exact substitute. It's when the lights go out and you feel something behind you. You hear it. You feel its breath against your ear. But when you turn around, there's nothing there.
So that can be boiled down to fear of the unknown.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like the less fun, less highfalutin way to say it. Yes.
Yeah,
that
Twilight.
was the common denominator for all 3 of those, is just the unknown.
No, because I gross out. In fairness, seeing a head tumbling down the stairs, not really an unknown, more of a, oh, Jesus Christ, a head tumbling down the stairs.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily horror as it is shock, but well, I think that's what he's getting at, is that like shock is a form, like that's why they go like everyone calls them jump scares when really they're jump startles more so. I think that's what he's referring to, is that like I would put jump scares in that category.
Yeah, but also there is like the aspect of unknown, as in you don't know what killed this thing.
Yes, I guess that is true. Like all of them have that factor in it, but you know, different distillations.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to this particular story, like the horror in this seems to be the idea of humanity has changed from how I feel comfortable with it. Therefore, that is scary.
I mean, guess it was done in such a rapid way, and in a way that that seemed like out of his control, which I can understand is contextually scary for this character in this story, absolutely.
Yeah,
but that's not the case for all.
He lived in the worldview. Because I was just thinking about this, our worldview, at least when it comes to like speculative fiction, is so different in the modern age. Because this is what I find fascinating. People don't think about evolution in terms of collective knowledge and zeitgeist, but they need to, because we have, technically speaking, evolved in those directions. We have mass media, we have mass communication, we can learn things so much faster. What is horrifying to people from the 1960s would be piddling compared to what is horrifying to people in the modern day. We've had such innovations in terms of terrifying concepts in actually refining them down. The idea of the Slender Man, even though it borrows from much older legends and myths, is such a refined take on all of those things that all those other ones kind of pale in comparison to it. We get there, and that's created some problems. People are saying Silent Hill F isn't scary, and I'm sitting here playing it. I'm like I'm not scared, but I'm also kind of numb to it. And the thing that's really freaking me out is the nature of the storytelling and the symbolism behind a lot of the creatures. Like, I'm getting that existential kick out of it. I'm like, I get jump scared once or twice, but I'm not horrified. I'm not like, oh, I'm not afraid for my life, because I know the reason why is I understand how games work. I understand mechanics and such. I'm not scared in Slender Man, the fucking 9 pages or the 8 pages or whatever. I'm not scared.
Yeah.
Because I'm
there might have been
I'm anxious about getting startled. That's not really scared
Right.
to me.
There might have been like a couple of moments in Signalis that I would actually a few moments in Signalis that I would definitely say were more horrifying for me to like experience, but I was more so enthralled by the way that they convey it and illustrate it. And maybe that's just because, like you said, Raymond, just my overall exposure to media in general.
Yeah.
Well, that goes back to the whole idea of what makes something scary is the unknown. Because Raymond, you said the thing that makes it not scary to you is that you have an understanding of video games. So if you didn't have an understanding of video games, you would be horrified.
True. Like the more you understand it, but like is slight tangent, because this is one of the points I wanted to rant against. The guy tried to compare shots and moments from Silent Hills 1 and 2 in particular. I don't know why he kind of danced around 3 I think he shows him 3. He showed them, and it's like, oh, it has like this bashing music in the background, and you're walking through a dark hallway, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, but I understand that your character has this many healing items, you have a weapon that can't break, you have all these different advantages, and the enemies are not particularly nimble or threatening, really. Like, if you're dying a lot in a Silent Hill game, you're bad at video games. And so, like, the idea of it is so devoid of horror to me. Like, it's great atmospherically, but like they're different realms in terms of between the early Silent Hills and Silent Hill F, that like they're trying to compare apples to oranges, and their entire argument is, well, it's not like this older stuff, so it's not what I want, and it's not Silent Hill. And I'm like, that's not how that works.
Right.
Just stop dying, noob. Yeah. I remember, if you guys want a great installation of this, is it Shammy? That's the guy that uses the owl to represent himself. He does an amazing job talking about it in his Outlast 2 review, about how horror in video games is such a fine balance for things. Because, like, the best part about it, it's framed as a Mother's Day video, so he's trying to describe all these things to his mom. It's hilarious. But he's trying to say, like, if you kill the player too much, they're going to get numb to it. So you have to play the thin ground of always putting them in that, like, heightened feeling of they are at risk of dying, but they never quite do. So there's always that underlying tension, and it's like he explains it way better, and it's way more interesting. But it's something that almost every horror game I've ever played really fails to do, except for maybe some of the Resident Evil games. Teddy Bear Paladin. Tea Time 16, Elegant Doll. Well, I suppose a brute such as yourself deserves to be taken out with brutish weaponry, and I really must return your missiles. Action Girl figure. Return my portals open around Action Girl figure.
Oh, shit.
We
Now
call
this
that
is a
one a
death
return
battle.
descender.
Yeah, now this is a death battle. That sounds like a death
Now
battle.
this is pod racing. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, Gio, I just want to say I love your profile pic. I know what that's from.
Is that
That's
Aegeomon.
as it's taking that one screenshot from Tangled.
Okay.
The Flynn Rider being threatened.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I can kind of see it. Yeah, I can
temporarily see it. for in honor of Time Strangers, you need to change your name on YouTube to A-Geo.
The Eloi are excited by his presence, but much like a child would be, soon to lose their interest and go away to something new. They're just picking flowers from the gardens or laughing and clapping hands at his strange sounds, but staring at him entirely blankly when he tries to actually communicate with them, have them teach him what their sounds mean. They allow him food and shelter, but they never once attempt to create a bridge of true communication, which he needs given the theft of his time machine. He can't leave unless he can learn how to claw it back from the Morlocks, and it's not that the Eloi won't help him with this, but or that they won't even begin to understand him making that decision in the first place. And that is, of course, part of the horror he finds himself in.
1 minute, we got an art from Yui, and I love this so much.
Oh, hold on. Let me see.
Getting Fred Flintstone to help me with my computer. So how'd you fix it? I don't know. I took everything out and put it back.
Fuck. Do you all remember that fucking live action Flintstones movie? I think I only watched it one time when it appeared on Cartoon.
They had 2 of them.
Yep, there were 2.
Did it?
Yeah.
Were there 2?
The second one, I believe, was like Go to Rock Vegas or something like that.
Viva
Oh
Rock
yeah, right. Yeah,
but you know what? It's one of those films made in an era where you got like perfect casting for the characters. John Goodman as Fred is amazing.
Yes.
I just watched is it Pointless Scribe is his name? Pointless Hub.
Pointless Hub's video
On
on the
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo movie.
And that was also
I watched that
perfect
yesterday. That was excellent.
He may have
honestly,
made this trip
and
with
just-
all the will in the world to
I forgot that was
understand
made
the
by
future,
James Gunn.
but the future
until I
has
saw
no
that
will
video.
to understand him. It doesn't share an interest in the past. It has no ability to share itself for his knowledge, and his will means nothing compared to the lack of it surrounding him. Even with the intent to learn and grow, he is forced to be alone, being out of his time. And this is confirmed in ironic fashion later when he traverses across those rolling hills to one of the porcelain-looking towers, and what he finds there is a building away from the other manors and clearly fallen into disrepair, forgotten from the others. Entering, the traveler finds a museum where human goods and inventions from across the years sit in cracked and broken glass, dusty with empty spaces and cobwebs dotting the collection. The result of the greatest minds of his time and beyond. It all meant nothing without the future's will.
See, this is all good and horrifying, but really the worst part of this experience is just constantly hearing in the back of his head, all by myself.
God damn it.
I was going to say, again, I don't think that this is horrifying. I think that this is tragic, but not horrifying.
Yeah, again,
Like-
it is existential tragedy.
If anything, probably the only part that I would even qualify as horrifying is like, where the initial shock is, where it's like, oh my God, I'm displaced out of time and shit like that. But like the breadth of the story and the depth of it is about how it's tragic.
Well, I would put the most horrific elements to this is I have lost my fucking way home. I need to get it back from cave-dwelling monsters who used to be
what I mean.
some kind of human, but aren't. We should probably start treating the lower class better.
It is human history itself neglected, not even a novelty to look at for 5 minutes and say, ah yes, how far we've come. This is his time which is disrespected, disappeared. It is him living in a period where his time, his culture, and his life has already been forgotten, even when it was right there. So why would they begin to care now?
Actually, this does bring up an interesting point that I was just thinking about. I'm trying to word it well. It is fascinating how we very frequently as a species, though not everyone obviously, care so much about the other humans that will follow after us. Like, obviously, we care about our progeny, and we care typically about their progeny. And if we're lucky, we are alive to care about their progeny, and we can care about the people around us and some of their progeny and so forth. But when you get to the grand scope of like 5, 6, 7 generations out, people talk about how much we care about the future and the future of our children, But like, what we really mean for a lot of the things we try to put in place is care about the generations long after us. But the question just came up in my head is, like, existentially, I'm wondering, why do we care? Like, at what point is it no longer relevant to us? At what point is it just the depths of human compassion, or is it some level of human delusion?
I guess that's a good question, because like there is a lot of like that's the whole thing about environmentalism is like if we want our children's children in the far future to not be suffering, then we have to do our due diligence as parents to make sure that they have a world that is good to live in. But I guess that is what it boils down to, is this parental instinct, but just putting that down the line from your direct children into theorizing about the children of your children's children.
Yeah, and also sort of
And of
what's
course,
the
all
word?
the
It
first,
kind of
second,
like-
and third children's.
Oh my god, dude.
Bottoms. Also, I
But,
missed
like,
this.
I was gonna-
You realize? Oh, you know what? You go first, because it's actually a question of a theoretical. You go, Kaiser.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hello?
Yeah, sorry.
Hello,
Did I
my
cut out or
head-
you cut out?
I think I cut out. Well,
Yeah.
well
He
you
cut out,
cut
yeah.
on my end, but I don't
sorry.
know if it was me or not.
Ugox is asking us a theoretical question, so we'll get what you were trying to say first.
Okay. But I think in regards to that, it kind of has a very same feeling depending on how far you go as to, why everybody doesn't vehemently care about every single issue going around the world at a time, because, doing so all at once would probably drive you fucking crazy. So humans probably intuitively, only care about a certain like number of generations, like 2 generations after, probably, or 2, or actually no, not 2, more like 3 or 4 generations down, because we have an easier time comprehending that.
There's always, there was that study that it was mostly aimed at like political breakdowns, but it was very interesting in like the measure of proximity to self in terms of care, where they found that like conservatives were much more focused on their immediate orbit, like their amount of care and concern reflected around like close family, distant family, friends. Like it went out, and they did have some concerns deeper out. What?
That tracks. No,
Yeah.
It's understandable to me. It's like, I see that in the conservatives around me.
Then
that
comparatively more liberal minded or left minded, I don't remember what the criteria were breaking it down, were much more diffused along the way, but as a result of it, their connections to those people closer around them, their care for them, were much like the one of the things that boiled down in the synopsis of that study was that left-leaning individuals on the whole care just as much about the rocks and soil as they do about the people closest to them proximally. And that was just a very interesting thing, because it's always that that's what's like getting me on this mindset. There's also that study that like humans can only have about 300 to like a max of like 500 emotional connections before you have to start dropping and swapping them. Like it's like, what is the limitations of what is the limitation of human compassion is now stuck in my head.
Just dropping and slopping compassion like it's a freaking disk drive.
Well, it's more like your brain can't hold as many people in your, like you start to forget people because you have to make room for new people. It's like, but you have kernels of them, but you don't have all the different information.
Right.
Well, I don't know, because I know more than 300 different fictional characters. And I didn't forget my my grandmother or my grandfather or my mother or my siblings.
I
don't know.
suppose, but that has to do with when we're talking about real people, you have to see them for like way longer spans of time, most of the time, than it does with like characters in a story.
There's there is also a study that says that the human brain cannot differentiate between a real person and a fictional person. In our
Really?
brains, they occupy the same space.
Yeah, have you ever been on Twitter?
Interesting. You know what? Fair enough. Fair fucking enough. Never mind.
But I was
That
gonna
is
say, like,
why we.
well,
Sorry.
I was more going to say, like, with your comprehension of those things, how much have you, how much knowledge of those particular characters have you possibly sacrificed? It's one of those things that's really, I would like to actually know the methodology of the study, because it's one of those, like, how much do you know, like, and how diffused can it get? Can you know something about, like, 700 people, but not know them all very deeply, that sort of thing? It's like,
Well,
I want to know more.
also,
about
you do have to remember, I'm pretty sure that study that said like, oh, the human brain can only comprehend like 300 people at once, that I'm pretty sure that study is like really, really old by this point.
Yeah, no, there has
likely.
been contestants. I know there are other studies
Yeah,
that
I would
say,
need like a.
I know the number fluctuates, at least as general exception in the community, as far as I'm aware, is between 5,000 and 300. It's like,
Yeah.
and that's still a pretty wide margin, but it's also still kind of alarmingly small in terms of the grand scale of everyone you could possibly know throughout your lifetime.
Well, that
Yeah.
is also why there is concerns about the modern way that we live, by saying that the human brain cannot comprehend the technology and the way of living that we have built for ourselves in this day and age. And that is possibly one of the reasons why humanity is getting more depressed, because our
Yeah.
brains cannot physically comprehend and understand it.
There's a very good quote in relation to that. I mean, granted, it was more so pointed in regards to like politics, but the roles in which, you know, society's progression contributes to that. From a video that I watched, I believe it goes, we are in an age where people create more new languages, faster than humans can even, you know, comprehend or learn them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the first
that
of all,
sort of thing.
welcome to the Team Jack podcast, where instead of learning about horror, we're now learning about existentialism and philosophy. But on a semi-tangential note, I kind of now want to take the concept introduced by Stephen King and start to analyze. Like, you've seen those like emotion circles that like talk about how they break up every type of emotion possible, and like they show where they offshoot from a more core emotion. That sort of thing. I want to do that, but with like specifically horror, and like kind of isolate the different types of horror and where they all stem from, going back to maybe fear of the unknown. But like, there's also fear of an imminent physical harm. So like, how does that tie into it? Like, I want to do that now, not the time, but like, I'm just throwing it out there as like a thought process.
It would be very interesting, because like, the problem with a lot of these videos is that horror, people have so many different ideas of what horror even is, and unfortunately a lot of these people sort of have this predisposition that people understand what they mean when they say horror, when in actuality everybody just has a different definition of it, I guess.
Okay, so
either intuitively.
Ugox asks, you realize your best friend is actually dead, and the person you're spending time with now is something wearing his form. What do you do?
Oh, sort of like an Animorph style thing?
There's a manga about this, but I don't read yaoi, so.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I think I might have heard of that one. But I know for a fact that this person is some kind of imposter. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry,
I would make sure to make sure that I'm like not alone with that person.
Well, yeah, the entire goal that I would do is try and suss out their intention. If they mean well and they're just borrowing my buddy's form, like he died incidentally and they took his form opportunistically, like some kind of alien or something, that came down and found his corpse and just like, okay, well, I gotta disguise myself. I'd be probably pretty benevolent to them. I wouldn't. I'd be try amiable and be like, all right, let's talk about why this is fucked up. And, let's discuss how we solve this and try to have a communication with. If I sense hostile intent, like this motherfucker killed my friend to take his skin,
Some
scorched
things
earth,
that gotta happen.
scorched earth, and then I am immediately doing like a self-diagnostic to make sure I'm still me by the end of it.
Right. And still sane after that.
Sorry for almost missing that. Bedtime Tea Party 16. I already read that one. Scrolling down. Viva Rock Vegas is a prequel. Oh, that's right, it is.
Okay.
Yes, Izanagi, I hate to say this, but why do I feel like this is just taking a while to get to the point? Maybe I'm just impatient, but man, this is slow and feels meandering. Yes. We are 10 minutes in, and he's not really hitting. Problem is, he didn't define his terms. That's what Kaiser was saying this entire time. Define your fucking terms. And you can get to the point so much smoother. Sky Slasher, if you go back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu, can you really succeed?
Damn.
I'm actually wondering if turkeys were even on the menu to be in the first Thanksgiving. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I'm pretty sure that's retroactive continuity in our history's lore. But I could be wrong, honestly. I know there was corn, or maize, more accurately. I know there was plenty of that going around.
And most importantly, John Wayne from the first Thanksgiving.
Also, which Thanksgiving? Because Canada's Thanksgiving is older than America's Thanksgiving, and it came about through different circumstances.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was a fun fact that I learned.
Yeah, but you guys like drink maple syrup at yours. That's how that works.
And what's the problem?
Why are you drinking pure sugar?
You guys do that. It's called sweet tea.
Okay, wait a minute. That's only the South.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's still something you guys do.
And sometimes it's piss, as we've learned from the Man of Steel. Oh, sorry. It's Batman v Superman. That's what it was.
Yeah, I was about to. Yeah.
Bedtime, tea time 17. Action girl figure. Magic is bolt out of the portals. The rockets fly forth, converging in a giant explosion. As the dust settles, the soot-covered form of Action Girl figure is revealed. She blinks. Elegant doll. Language, my dear. I heard the cartoon blinking sound effect.
Yeah.
That was
okay, so good.
So
that was really
I have
good.
never watched Dexter a day in my life, but like I looked into it because horror month and I'm looking into horror stuff. There's a guy doing a video of like there was the meme that went around of what detectives could solve the Kira case.
The Kira case, yeah.
He took that format and did it with Dexter. And it's hilarious because they put Lieutenant Frank Drebin in there. And so he's describing like, well, basically it's a much more goofy and silly version of what happens with Dokes. But instead of exploding and dying like he did, Frank Drebin instead gets catapulted into the lower stratosphere and lands miles away.
Oh my god!
And depending on the only harm to him is that he's covered in soot like a cartoon character. And then depending on no matter how fast Dexter makes it anywhere, Drebin can just call in and tell people about what's going on, and Dexter is either on the run for the rest of his life or he gets arrested. It's like,
wow.
I love his logic. The best one though was, can Courage the Cowardly Dog stop Dexter? No, ultimately
I need to watch that.
Ultimately, based on all these different factors, no. Dexter kills Courage. The next one up. But then the best part was like, next up, John Wick. And it's just John Wick opening fire like, this is for Courage the Cowardly Dog, you bastard!
Yeah, buddy.
And that was it. That was the entire segment on John Wick. where like literally he takes like 15 minutes for some characters. John Wick was literally 20 seconds of fuck you killed Courage the dog. It was such a great comedic moment.
That's so funny because I was playing Magic the Gathering with somebody the other day. It was this girl that came over to our shop with their boyfriend, and I was playing my enchantment deck, and there's this card called Enduring Courage, who is like a spirit dog or whatever, that is in the deck that I was using, and she banished it from my graveyard, and I was like, how could you do this to Courage? He's just a good boy. He was just trying to give all my creatures haste. What the hell?
All right, I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. I guess we gotta entertain chat for a while.
Well, Sky Slasher is asking me a question for $2. Twy, you watching Snapcube's KH fan dub? No, I am not. I don't watch fan dubs. I'm sorry.
Okay, but I honestly, I am so excited to watch it because their fandoms are always so funny. They're the the ones who did the Sonic fan dub where the Eggman pissing on the moon thing came from. It's
no,
more
I don't
of
know
like
that
oh, you never seen that meme before?
I don't watch fan dubs.
I mean, I know you don't watch fan dubs, but I was assuming that clip probably made it somewhere, but if it didn't, that's fine.
Nah.
But their fan dubs is more like fucking, it's not like the traditional like sense of a fan dub where it's all like, okay, they're just, different people just reading the same line. It's more like, okay, they're just in real time just saying different things and how it was originally done. It's more like a bridge series, if anything.
I don't watch abridges either.
Yeah, I'm sensing a pattern.
I don't.
But I would.
I don't watch a lot of that kind of content. The only thing that I actually watch that is kind of similar to that, and mainly because of my in real life best friend, are YouTube poops, which she actually recently sent me a really good one that just got released.
Really?
Yeah, it's like classic editing, where it's obviously it's the Zelda CDI king, and it's set to us. Oh, what song was that it was set to? But like they edited him so that he's speaking words from his lines set to the, like he's singing the song pretty much, and it's great.
I was gonna say
also they were.
I would recommend like I think actually it would be fun if on stream we watch some of the Sonic ones because they are genuinely
they're hilarious.
And I don't think any of us have a deep abiding connection to Sonic to be insulted about.
Not really.
Whereas I don't want to watch the Kingdom Hearts one because I am petrified that all of it's just going to be, oh, this series doesn't make any sense jokes. And like, you can get away with that with Sonic because Sonic genuinely doesn't make any sense. You can't get away with that in Kingdom Hearts. You're gonna get a lot of people angry, including one and a half of our main cast.
Yeah. Also, the song that was being sung was "Take on Me," so it was a YouTube poop of the king from the Zelda CDI singing "Take on Me."
Okay. Also, Celestial Warlock asks, what commander Kaiser is a 5-color Wooburg deck of Terra Magical Adept from the Final Fantasy set. It's the strongest deck that I have right now, and it runs really, really fucking well.
You know what? Maybe at some point there's god, I have to find that program. It's Magic the Gathering.
Arena?
It's not Arena. It's a fan made one that's actually way like it's jankier, but it's got so much more and it's free. There's nothing paid in it.
Nice.
And like I built my old deck on there, or my current deck on there, and I run Gearus.
Nice. Okay.
I've never been able to play against anyone. It really sucks. My friends group basically fucking imploded after I bought this like several. It's very expensive deck. So
Yeah. Okay.
anyway,
Yeah, they tend to be. The Terra is definitely my most expensive one, but
send us all the money if you want to see us react to some Snapcube Sonic stuff, because that's just a good time all for everyone.
Yeah, it could just be a chill stream.
I mean, we'll
Just
probably
be
do it
like
anyway,
no
but you
jokes.
just send us money.
Yeah,
do it now.
just send us money.
Give us your wallet. This is a muggy.
more money. Give me money. Give me money now.
The Until Dawn fan dub is also really good.
Oh yeah, that one's really funny.
That maybe next October that'd be a good one to watch.
Oh, they also did one Resident Evil the 2 remake. Yeah.
I don't know if I would like that one as much.
Okay.
Robert Glendinning sent 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. I was joking for the record. But thank you.
They've already chosen to forget him before
Hint,
he
hint,
arrived.
nudge, nudge.
The Morlocks are more crafty, but much less welcoming. As he discovers they stole his time machine as a trap, seeking to capture him and satisfy their curiosity, and likely hunger too. They poke and prod at him given the chance with some close encounters, but every action they take is first and foremost hostile before it is educational. With them, he'll find no connection either. And the one bond he does make, an Eloy named Weena, is lost in fleeing from the Morlocks. On an adventure to new places, one which highlighted, well, just how weak the Eloy are, as he often had to carry her just from a little bit of walking, they were pursued and Weena was lost, her physical inability conquering the mental ability she did have to connect with him. Their bond was a small proof of connection, but also of how much more fragile it is across time. Even when one emerges from that crowd with the
How fragile it is across time.
I feel like that has to do with how fragile she is currently, but okay.
I think
that doesn't really make any sense.
that doesn't
I'm
make
not
it
sure.
because like he doesn't stay that long with them by my memory, right? Like I've only seen this movie once, but like I don't recall him staying all that long with these people. Maybe over time he could actually make a concerted effort, inroads. It's weird to me.
Yeah. Well, also, like, isn't it from did she die? I wasn't clear on what he was saying there, but like she
I wasn't
dies.
sure either.
She dies along the road to get his machine back. So like it's her physical constitution that is weak. How does that have anything to do with the time travel?
I guess it's like the differences between them biologically, question mark? I don't know.
Yeah, because like maybe it's just that I am misunderstanding because I don't know this story, but that didn't make any sense to me.
This is the problem. You got to be careful when you get with the highfalutin language. And can you tell I
Yeah.
like saying highfalutin? It's a fun phrase.
will to learn, their makeup, their constitution may be so different that it becomes impossible. It's like witnessing another species with different senses. Even if we have the will to speak to them, we might lack the medium to do so. In the Traveler's case,
Excuse me,
we
wait,
lack
whoa,
a body
whoa,
which
whoa,
could
whoa.
match his.
Also, why did you put Wonder Egg
Yeah,
priority?
why'd you
though?
put Wonder Egg priority there? What the
That has
fuck?
nothing to do with time travel, and I'm pretty sure that moment
Does
in the
it-
show. God,
Does
Let's
it have
see.
anything to do with what he is directly talking about of like this incomprehensible thing that is trying to communicate with you, but you don't have the means to communicate with them?
No.
not
Okay.
really.
This is
Okay.
When
Just-
one emerges
that was the
from
only
that
thing that
crowd
I-
with the
that I could
will
think
to
of.
learn, their makeup, their constitution may be so different that it becomes impossible. It's like witnessing another species with different senses. Even if we have the will to speak to them, we might lack the medium to do so. In the Traveler's case,
I'm pretty sure those things spoke English. Or
Yeah,
Japanese.
like,
They spoke.
well,
They were
you know.
evil motherfuckers that were trying to taunt the main characters and eat their pets.
Yeah. and like I don't know, do so in the bodies of the friends that they were trying to save.
Yeah.
Wonder Egg is kind of weird, but you know,
Wonder Egg, it was good, and then it wasn't.
and it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
I was just like, wait, anytime that you've ever talked about Wonder Egg Priority, you talked about how shit it was. Why are you saying it was good?
The first,
and then you qualified
yeah,
it.
I was gonna say it's one of those shows, like the first 5 or 6 episodes are really solid stuff, and you think it's going somewhere.
Yeah.
Then 7 hits, and you're like, okay, that's a weird step, but okay. Then 8 hits, and we're here already. Okay, I guess.
Yeah, we're nearing the end. I guess we're ramping up. And then 9, 10, and
9,
all
10,
the rest
11,
came
12
in.
are just completely like, what the fuck is happening? None of this
Yeah,
seems connected.
we're just shooing this shit out of the
Why the
fucking
fuck are we
cliff.
talking about killing Thanatos, the god of death? When did this happen? There was no mention of this. When did he get here? Why is this not resolved
now-
by the end? Why are you leaving it as a cliffhanger? Why is there an android girl killing people? What is happening? This was all a very isolated
so
story
all of
about
this-
the struggles young girls have with suicide, particularly in Japanese culture. It was actually on a really nice, wholesome path about dealing with grief, dealing with
or
guilt.
at least comprehensible.
Yeah, it was comprehensible. And it just went off the fucking rails, and I don't understand it. It was so well animated too. Like the animation didn't change.
It's wild.
Kelty, are you describing the story of
the
the MCU? No, that's always fluctuated. The MCU, I mean, it's really shit now, but let's not. It's had some clunkers before.
Yeah, we have to remember the first 2 Thor movies existed.
The first one was okay.
I mean, yeah, they're fine, but they're not.
The second one wasted Christopher Eccleston, and that's its greatest sin.
Yeah.
That man deserves to be in better shit.
Yeah.
Weena lacked a body which could match his, which could survive his curious pursuits, the things which made him human. Even if she lived, she could never come with him on all these. They could never become truly close. And if she tried, she would inevitably be lost, as we saw.
So, you're against the idea of star-crossed friends. Like, the connections we form with each and every other person is unique. Even, there are people that I made friends with on trips, visiting on vacation or just going somewhere, like going to Germany for my exchange program. There were friends that I made, and I've only ever seen them once or twice total in my entire life. I still consider them friends. I still consider we had a connection. That's small. Yeah. It's not necessarily revolutionary. It's not going to... It changed my life in very small ways, but that's kind of the treat to it. You know, you never know when some person is going to give you a bit of inspiration. It's going to push you in a different direction. This seems to be undervaluing the relationship they actually do end up forming. That could be very special to him especially once he returns from the future. So,
well,
yeah,
I think he's implying that she dies.
That's not related to time travel.
Yeah. Well, like it's from what I'm understanding of what he's saying is that she, even if she is capable of comprehending what he is saying on a fundamental level, she doesn't have the physical constitution to survive that long in order to enjoy it long term with him. So he's saying,
I'll have to take that as word because I don't know this story.
Yeah. So from my understanding of this, it's that two things are going against these two people in terms of her. Of like, most of these people do not have the intelligence to comprehend the words that he is saying or the concepts that he is trying to convey. And their culture is so different that they don't understand anyway. And the one person who is intelligent enough in order to be able to bridge that gap with him isn't physically able to survive long enough for him to really enjoy it long term.
Which is tragic, but not horrific.
Yeah, it's not horrific.
He is
Still
alone,
wearing for the horror
alone
part.
more than we can ever know. In this time, when we are alone, we still share something with
This
our
video would
common
make
and
so much
fellow
more sense if it was
humans.
like horror
Even
is
if
a
our
tragedy.
politics, our culture, our customs are very distinct
Honestly,
and different,
yes.
we are all united in
Yeah,
time, in
ironically.
history, social conditions, and world events. Every property we witness will have another fan. Every place we visit, another patron, down to the very nature that they exist concurrently.
False. If I make something purely for myself and never tell anyone and destroy all evidence of it, I will be the only fan of that thing ever throughout all of history. I don't know. You are misconceptualizing how things work, my man.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot escape this bond, and it is always a hope to be less alone. But the traveler lacks that connection of time. His body was raised in a different one, and his mind too, losing its place as he traverses the years and finding it incompatible with where he arrived. The fundamental and inherent hope for connection between all people is supremely weakened.
Oh my god, Titan.
What
Oh?
what did he do?
We've got to have money.
Yeah! Finally, the meme has reached its final form. Although, I guess the final form preferably would be me because I'm typically the one saying it, but... Oh, also Daigato made an animation for us.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he
Uh,
did.
Yeah,
I missed that.
me just doing... I guess we're all just doing, like, the Final Fantasy victory poses, so I guess this is mine.
The one that I'm doing is the Mr. Boss dance from fucking Smiling Friends. You want to talk about
Okay.
existential horror? That man just hasn't stopped dancing.
Yeah. But that reminds me, I've been playing Final Fantasy VI recently, and it's really, really good. I've been
That's
enjoying
why it's on
that
your
a lot.
mind. My cursor is moving real
Oh, no.
slow. Why is that? The hell? Cursor? Hello? That was weird. Oh, that's not a problem.
If not entirely lost to him across all of those years. The second he stepped into that machine, he was alone. Eventually, he does claw his machine back from the Morlocks, using their fear of light to make a desperate rush to where it's being kept, but in his swiftness to flee as they try to rip him from the machine and likely eat him, he throws the lever forward rather than going back, going even further beyond as the forces weigh down on him. And he ends up some 30 million years into the future instead. A place where there aren't even descendants of the human race left, where there aren't even forgotten museums and disintegrating goods. There's only a blood-red beach roamed by horrors, by massive insects and crabs and lobsters the size of buildings and...
There it is. There's the horror. Hey, we found it, guys.
Yeah.
dragonflies that could probably eat him whole. As one of these
Okay,
approaches,
but no
reaching with its
mosquitoes.
claws,
I think we can
he
take
has to
them.
once
Yeah, you know
Are you
what?
sure that he went forward in time, or did he go backwards in time back to the Devonian?
I feel like what he's describing is like the world became a loop cyclically. Like
Yeah.
we kind of
Right.
everything collapsed, and this is what's risen from it. The that, or he's describing Third Impact.
yeah, the blood red sea and shit. But
again
I didn't
quickly
remember
escape
any
even further,
insights,
throwing
but
that
those
lever
could be angels.
and finding himself forward once more into the blur of time. But a blur which is slowing as he progresses rather than speeding up as before. It's because the rotation of the Earth is actually ceasing, and so it becomes a still image. The light from behind begins to grow as the sun engulfs the planet, killing every creature in its last gasp of heat before dying out.
The irony of this is, I mean, he couldn't. I don't know if they quite had the full understanding back then, or even if he did, he just didn't educate himself well enough. If they did know it, but it wouldn't be a still image. Even if Earth stops spinning, it is going places. It's fucking going places. It keeps moving.
Yep.
We are hurtling through space right now, guys.
Yeah.
We are a bunch of monkeys on a rock-shaped spaceship.
Yep.
Into nothingness. He is now resting upon a lifeless husk where humans once ruled but perished, where insects took over and roamed the whole thing, and where they died too. Overwhelmed, he just barely manages to return to his own time, to the start of the story. However, what he's witnessed here at the end of this planet will make him alone even as he returns. He's seen something that no human was ever meant to see, a proof of untold powerlessness and ultimate despair possible, where not just one's own life has ended, but the possibility for life itself has ended. He has witnessed a true meaninglessness, a feeling which cannot be communicated in ways we would understand. It is something which is only meant to be felt like death, once and then gone forever, almost intangible to us. But he alone...
I feel like this is a very comprehensible existential thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't...
It,
it's not like Lovecraftian horror, where... I love the description for it. We are an ant that somehow understands a supercomputer for a split second. Like, you understand for just a split second where the thing that you're in connects. And that's where the horror of Lovecraft stories come from. It's not quite like that. This is just everything entropies. Everything dies. Humanity will fade away. I mean, we can go into space potentially, but, he didn't know that.
Like, this kind of shit, like, maybe the Victorians had, it kept them up at night, but, like, I dealt and got over this when I was 6 years old, my guy. Like, I don't know.
Why are
it's
you
not
okay?
horrific to me.
Yeah.
No, why do you ask?
No
Also,
reason.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, it's a little different from like literally like just seeing it.
See, this is the problem with going for such a poetic and again, highfalutin way of presentation, is that you could be saying, oh, for its time, this was a horrific concept, and in many ways still is. This existential feeling as if everything is going to die, and everything you love, everything you could ever possibly care about will fade away into nothingness. It'll all be ash in the wind at best, if not somehow even worse. It's like this is a very scary concept, but it's also like it's one that just goes so beyond us. Like, it just, to think about this off the cuff, especially for a Victorian era gentleman, it must have been wild.
Yeah.
But like now to us, like, we have a lot of stories that go into this kind of stuff, and acknowledging that time, horror has progressed in that way. It's like, this used to be really horrifying, and now it's less so. And we've refined this type of scare, or this type of fear or whatever. It's like, you're just saying that it is scary when it's like, I don't know, most 20-year-olds have dealt with this at this point, at the very least. You've been to college.
Yeah, basically.
You got. I can't help to question how much of what's said is more personal interpretation of the writing than the actual writing that's given. I mean, he's free to personally interpret. That's okay. It's just, it feels like we're not actually having a conversation about this. He's not. It doesn't feel like even a dissertation. It feels like this man's reading from his fucking live journal.
Kinda, yeah.
So it's weird.
It's pretty weird, yes.
It does feel like he is trying to make a fairly standard concept that we have an understanding of, that maybe was scary to you when you were a child, seem still just as scary and horrifying, while strangely enough having a very sad, somber voice. And yet he's trying to say that it's scary, but at the same time you have sad music playing, he has a sad voice. He's conveying that it is very sad while saying that it is horrific. I'm getting mixed messages from you, my guy.
Yeah, like Twi remembers this. The other day I did I was watching someone talk about Lake Mungo, which might sound really funny to you guys, But it's an Australian horror film from the mid 2010s, I want to say. Maybe even earlier than that. I want to say
Okay.
early 2010s. And it's not it's the first horror story to really scare me in a very long
Okay.
time. And it's not because it had any particular scary monster or jump scares. In fact, it's a very reserved film, and that's one of the reasons it's scary. And so to the point that a person talking about the film scared the shit out of me. Like the horror preserved through an extra layer of conveyance, which is fucking impressive.
Yeah, that's interesting.
The entire premise is about a girl who mysteriously dies. The entire story is a documentary about the family talking about all the strange happenings that they experienced following her death. And it only shows brief moments. Like, one of the big points that happens earlier in the film is that the brother, who's a photographer, is taking images, and he's finding his sister in the images. And later on, it's revealed, I fabricated these images because we needed to exhume the grave to make sure she was dead, to make sure she was dead. But really, I wanted to give my mom closure because she just couldn't stand going to the funeral. She couldn't see the body, so they exhumed the body, so the mother could see it. And then he reveals that he just did this basically to try and give them some form of closure. It's very sad. You're like, okay, that's not really that scary. There's still some weird things going on around the house. But as the movie progresses, there are other things that happen. Like, they find, near the end, a video camera. Or they found her phone, which took a video of her discovering her own corpse. And there's an actual jump scare there. It's the only one in the film that catches you off guard because you forget it's a horror film. You think it's just a documentary you're watching the entire time. And the most horrifying thing about the very ending is that, like, well, we're ready to pack up and leave because we're moving on with our lives and we think we have closure now. They take a family photo in front of the house, and in the window, you see her. You see just the faint outline of her. And it's like, okay, that's already kind of chilling. Like, she hasn't moved on. She's still in the house. But then you look back through all the photographs you've seen throughout the film, particularly the doctored ones, and they zoom in on different parts of the photos, and she's fucking there. She was always there the entire time. In every photo, she was there. In some of them, it looks like she's actually bleeding from the eyes and in pain. It's like something is keeping her. And I sat there and I watched at like 1 a.m. I needed to get to bed by 3. I messaged Twilight like, I can't sleep. It kept me the fuck up. And it's not a big spooky scary thing. It's what Twi said, fear of the unknown. What the fuck happened? Holy shit. Oh.
Yeah. Like, even you describing that, I felt like a very tiny chill going down like one side of my body.
Yeah, it's that shit is actually fucking terrifying. And like the fact that like I've rarely ever encountered anything of that caliber. What movie was it's called Lake Mungo. And it's you guys can watch it, but don't blame me if you can't sleep.
Well, I'm not gonna watch it at 1 a.m. if that's what you're talking about.
Oh, if you want the best experience. Anyway, there are other things.
Well, then
too,
again, I am
mentioned.
planning on going to a friend's place and during Halloween. So
I was gonna say, there are other things I haven't mentioned. Like, that's like the big twist of the film, but there are other moments that are like genuinely just unnerving in how they play out, and it's all because how they frame it and their reservation about it. It's not about big scares. It's all about building up your idea that this is an actual thing that happened and we don't have any answers for it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I yet to see anything about this that's particularly terrifying.
Alone is made to know it forever, and to be stuck as the only one to know it. no one will believe him on the basic premise of his journey alone. All of his most
That's still
powerful
tragic,
experiences
not scary.
invalidated. And even if they do believe him, they can never feel what he has, see what he has. There is no single person who can truly communicate with the man emerging into this room broken and beaten and battered. His travel has made him fundamentally different from the people of his time. And so, his only recourse is to travel once more into the limbo that he is now made for. As the narrator, one of his few almost believers and consistent guests, approaches the lab to speak with him about this, he witnesses the traveler go off once more, saying he'll be back soon and disappearing into a blur. After 3 years, he's never returned, having left with the only proof of his claims that could ever exist. He is more than dead. He is lost by time, unable to be found by anyone who will ever know his name. No one will ever know his fate. His memory will be lost into what he found the second he finished the machine, into total isolation. Now, to be fair, the novella ends on a much more hopeful note, with the narrator stating this. He, I know, thought but cheerlessly of the advancement of mankind, and saw in that growing pile of civilization only a foolish heaping that must inevitably fall back upon and destroy its makers in the end. If that is so, it remains for us to live as though it were not so. To me, the future is still black and blank. It is a vast ignorance, lit at a few casual places by the memory of his story. Despite being more hopeful, I don't think this diminishes the horror.
Perfect timing. Yugok says, my guy, I'm not sure you know what horror is.
Yeah.
This is okay.
It's
you
like-
know
it's
what
like
this
that-
is?
it's like that-
This is the equivalent of telling a white guy you put mayo in his burrito, and he's like, "Oh, that's too spicy for me."
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I put pepper on your salad. He's like, "Oh, I can't, man. It'll give me heartburn." That's what this is.
Oh, my senses can't take. Okay. Oh shit, that took me aback. I've been glazing over this whole time up to this point.
I know Madoka's mentioned. I know Steins Gate's mentioned. Those are really in my wheelhouse, and I can explain to you why they're horrifying conceptually. This ain't it, Chief. This is so basic. Like, if you're using this as a foundation for, okay, here's how time travel kind of got its legs in media and where some of the existential themes came from, here's a good start. But, like, it gets really horrifying later. No, you haven't sold me on this so far. That's not horrifying.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, he chooses to go back into it. What the closest this gets to horror is the horror of a man in isolation. Like, that's not, it's not unique to time travel. That's like a man that gets stuck on an island and like can't acclimate back to society. That's kind of horrific to some degree, but like not strictly speaking.
Speaking of that, that one Kirishima bot that I had where he was stuck on an island for a while, and then because of the trauma that he experienced on that island became a cannibal, and now you have to experience that. That's horrifying.
Talk about red
If he starts
rye,
talking about
right,
putting
guys?
the lotion on the
TBR all
skin,
week.
start worrying.
Rather, it's stating that it's something we must face on our own. It's saying that our only choice is to live with it. To see through until the end of time and existence, which will be proved pointless, because what other option is there? In a way, time itself is the horror, the only thing which has a grip on the death of all creatures to ever exist, which will make and break every single action ever taken. The traveler simply witnessed this horror condensed down and digestible, presented not as millions times greater than a single...
Okay, pause there. No, the whole horror should be that it's not digestible, that it's overwhelming and overpowering, the sheer scale of his ability to travel backwards and forwards in time at will, the ability to see entire civilizations rise and fall in the blink of an eye. That should be, you're not really leaning into what's horrific about it. You're diminishing it, if anything.
Yep.
Bedtime party, tea time 18. Action girl figure. We'll call it a draw. Elegant doll, smiling. Sure, dear. I'd hate to see what you consider losing. Now, would you like some tea? Action girl figure, flatly. I hate you. Action girl figure picks up an offered cup.
Life, and so obviously out of one's concern, but rather witnessing it within a few weeks or months instead.
By the way, that's casters versus marshals in a nutshell, people.
Instead. What he gained.
Sir, how do you explain coma patients?
No.
How is this different than a coma patient who's been down for like 10 years?
Yeah.
5 years. Like, it's a much grander scale, but it's still experienceable even by today's standards.
Mm-hmm.
So like, okay, I'm starting to remember some episodes from this old Disney show from the 2000s called So Weird.
Okay.
That had some horrifying elements to it, where it's like there's some it's mixed in with tragedy, of course, because like there's this family in this one episode that I remember where the mother and the daughter are actually immortals. And the tragedy of it is like, my best friend unknowingly to me, because I've grown up and I've become an adult, is actually still the same age that she was when I met her. And the tragedy for her is that like she can only be with her friend from afar because her friend thinks that her mother is her friend and not her. Or like this one coma patient where she's conscious, but she is trapped inside her own mind, and the only way for her to communicate with the outside world is to try and reach out through cyberspace to plead somebody to help her get her out of her own mind.
That was a Disney show?
Yes, that was a Disney show.
Jesus Christ.
Disney presents The Black Mirror. Anyway.
Yeah, for real.
Ben Raven says, "Hey Raymond, just saying hi. I was trying to stream an old movie edit I made years ago, but YouTube nuked the stream. Hopefully y'all are doing better."
That's
Normally I would say, yes, I am probably doing better than that, but no, I have been through the ringer this last week or two.
Yeah, clearly.
But thanks for saying hi, and I hope you get over the YouTube claims and such. Though I can't say a movie edit is going to really survive on the platform, unfortunately.
Was the knowledge that we are all able to refuse due to our limitations. That time is the horror.
Rude. Time can sleep with whoever she wants.
Yeah, man, it's current year. Okay, and we're doing this again. All right.
I'm not reading all that.
I think those were like the previous. Yeah, I think these are like the previous images.
Okay,
finally.
I'm just skipping that. I'm not. The next time he does that, I'm just skipping through it. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, it's not fun, my guy, to watch that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say it would be much more effective if it was a little bit short. But finally, we have gotten to a part we can recognize.
Yeah, also, the sound. You gotta really... The high ends need to come down, man. That's really hard on the ears.
Yeah, the gain needs to be lowered the fuck down, man.
Also, Life is Strange. Yay.
But that was an example covered.
I never thought I would be cheering for Life is Strange in a video, ever. But here we are, people.
Let's see if he makes it funnier or if he makes it somehow worse with his delivery.
So much time. What about a lesser amount? Instead of trying to uncover the future of the whole human race, what about just some kids trying to fix their unideal days?
I love how
after
her
all,
hair
that's
doesn't
more than
move,
likely how the
despite fact
average
that
person
she
would
is
end up using
on
these
her phone.
abilities to traverse time
It's great.
to address their
Yep.
average problems. And so we're taking a step to video games for a moment to place this into the players, into our hands, for a quick look at the premise of how we would use time travel. Of course, this is going to be...
For the record, a much better time travel game for anyone that wants. Play 5D chess. You will break your brain. I've never won a game on 5D chess. It's insane.
God.
With the surprise hit from 2015, Life is Strange. What at first glance seemed to be a moody hipster game transformed into a beloved story that spawned an entire franchise, but we'll be sticking with just the original for this quick look here today.
And
It spawned a franchise, but I wouldn't say it's beloved right now.
also hit.
I'm pretty sure they did say that the first game succeeded.
Is that also qualifying the fact that they just released the entire first episode for free? Not initially.
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
I
after
forgot that they
years,
did
but they
that.
did. So
Really? I thought it was for free on the jump.
You play as Max Caulfield, a photography student at Blackwell Academy in the fictional town of Arcadia Bay, Oregon, who finds herself inexplicably able to rewind time after witnessing a girl be shot in the bathroom and trying to save her. It turns out that girl was her estranged friend Chloe, who she reunites with as they attempt to solve the disappearance of Chloe's seeming girlfriend Rachel, a web tying Arcadia Bay's shadiest characters together. The game's success is primarily on the back of its story, as it captures teenage angst in the usual excessively moody ways, but also off the back of the real tragedy that the characters experience, turning it from a
Yeah, many of which are self-inflicted and stupid, but let's not get into
turning it from
that.
a
Stupid
simple
gun
idea
shot
of
me.
immaturity.
that's still one of the greatest
Oh
moments,
my
you
God.
dipshit. You were firing at metal and you didn't think
Yes.
ricochet would happen. Oh. Also, let us not forget that literally the entire game is fucking pointless if you choose the canonical ending.
Yeah.
The canonical ending has you choose Chloe, and as a result, wipes everyone, the entire town off the map.
Yes. And it's even worse because in the not direct sequel, but future game that is a sequel to the first game, because all the other ones are just their own things, I guess. Max and Chloe just broke up off screen.
Which is wild to me because, like, they had maybe a building romance, but they never got to that point in game for me.
Well,
Oh,
that's why they failed.
Oh no, they had a kiss at the very end, didn't they?
Yeah, they
Well,
did.
yeah, no, I'm saying that's why they didn't last as a couple,
Yeah.
Right.
because they didn't really have that much of a romance to begin with.
But
A
I
moody
would
hipster
think
game
that
can be all
it's
those
given-
things.
Idiot.
Thank you, Cox. You're right.
yes, you're right.
I was eating those beans. Wait, is that where that's from?
No, yeah, I was eating those beans, and he slips over onto the floor because Max just fucked with his freaking bowl of beans.
I completely forgot about that because of freaking JFJ when he streams.
Okay,
One of his alerts is a female voice saying, "Hey, I was eating those beans."
Oh, we got more art.
Let's go.
Okay.
But yeah, this is the first time Life is Strange has ever been cheered for on this podcast.
Give
I
us
need a
money!
shower. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Also, what's the second thing?
Wait, is it look closely?
Oh my.
at the
Oh, I
second
think. Oh, I think it's Shadow Kelpie in the dark.
one? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
horrifying. Oh, wait. No. Oh. No. That's her finding her corpse in Lake Mungo. Oh, no. Oh, evil. I'm undoing that. I don't want to stare at that anymore. Oh. Oh God, I'm having a panic attack now. Oh.
Yeah, it's way more horrifying than anything that's been staying in this video.
Oh,
into a much more complex development of character motivations
Wait.
on the back of the real tragedy that the characters experience, turning it from a simple idea of immaturity into a much more complex development of character motivations and relationships.
No, it never stops being immaturity. It's always
yeah, definitely
every
not.
single action taken by both Chloe and Max are incredibly fucking self-centered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not in the way that is like, you know, directly
it's not
addressed by the story.
It's not a thematic point. It's like the
No.
the writers think that they're good and moral characters.
Yeah, good and moral. Remember that time when they stole from a fucking charity?
Yep.
Yes, they're
Hi, Teddy.
immature, but they're a couple of high schoolers from a poor town trying to solve a murder linked to drug dealers.
Okay, first off, they're college students, guy. All right? Let's get that thing straight. Well, Max is in college. Chloe dropped out.
And to
she's
be
a
fair, they're the
bitch.
furthest thing from straight, so...
Hey, let's get one thing circular.
Yeah, yo. Let's get one thing squared up.
No, that has straight lines. It has to be circular.
True. Okay.
Drug dealers and murderers. They're not prepared to deal with such things. There's harshness they're going through which creates that angst. Their experiences aren't really great enough to handle this yet. And likely unintentionally, that's kind of reflected in the gameplay. Now, many of the puzzles along the way are, well, a process of using the very near past to fix the present. For example, you get a question embarrassingly wrong after falling asleep in class, so once the teacher gives you the correct answer, you rewind time a minute or so in order to give the right answer instead. Or you have to get inside the dorm, but the mean girls are blocking the way, so you set up the past to make paint fall all over them, they move, and, well, you get right in.
Okay, now, interesting thing, you could just step around them.
Yeah.
Or, you know, there's probably a back entrance you could probably get to, too.
She's not like Hinako or any of the main protagonists in Silent Hill where the town is actively working against your best interest. And so trying to go away from the main path is going to lead to bad results. They're teenage girls.
Nice.
You're also a teenage girl. You have time travel powers. Just walk past them. And, like,
Yeah.
you could do some John Wick shit where if they try to, like, shove you or stop you, you just rewind time a little bit and dodge. Can you imagine what that would look like if you just, like, liquidly step past them like you're a fucking cat that doesn't want to get pet?
That would be great.
Yeah, that'd be like a shonen. That'd be like a show in action. Scene.
Oh my god! Fucking make Max and Chloe a JoJo's.
Yeah. Unironically, that would make this game so much better. Oh my god, Max is King Crimson. Fuck.
It's like,
well, no. King Crimson is skipping further in time.
Oh, what's the
rewinding
bitchy
time.
girl's name?
Do you have
Victoria.
Victoria?
Victoria. It's like, Victoria, you and the JoJo song, you know, the dun dun da da da. You have triggered my trap card. I am secretly a time traveler. Behold, as I evade your attempts to bully me.
Situations are some varying complexity of this, using a first failed attempt as information gathering in order to have a more successful second, third, or fourth go instead. In short, it's basically going with a guess and check approach. You shoot the windshield and nothing happens, so you rewind and shoot the bumper, and the result is even worse, so you rewind and shoot the tire.
Oh, that's where the stupid gun thing happens.
Yeah, and you just keep letting I loved your movie sucks when he was playing this. He just kept
doing
rewinding
it.
to her shooting herself in the game. Clarify.
In the game, all right.
Thank you, YouTube. Don't be scared by this. It's only Chloe Price getting shot. That no one cares. All right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though, here's a big flaw with this as a mechanic. No one ever comments on Max teleporting.
No.
Like when you rewind time, you physically stay where you are. So what it looks like is that the Max in the past was at one point and then vanishes and appears in another. That is mechanically what we see happening on screen. And because the game is so limited in its programming and the way it's telling its story, no one comments on that. And yet I'm pretty sure it does happen in certain cutscenes where that does get commented on. So it's like, it's very inconsistent with how it plays these rules.
Yep.
So like already he's not being transparent with his appraisal of the mechanics of the game.
You get the cool trick you wanted. Exhaust all options until one is good. That's the process. Sometimes it is a bit more complex. Like when you need to get into the motorhome with Frank, the local drug dealer and generally dangerous guy. Since objects you're holding transport with you, grabbing his keys and rewinding will get you in, but they're in his pocket and you're a teenager against a large man with a gun. So you have to somehow get him to willingly take the keys out. This means getting dirt from the cop about Nathan's family.
And we're just getting all the highlights.
Rile Nathan up enough to talk about Frank and Rachel and jealousy, which gets you the knowledge that Frank carries around a photo of her. Ask for that, which plays to his desire to talk about someone he loved, and keys are on the table as he digs through his pockets. With the swipe off the table, some taunting and an insult, you rewind and the puzzle is solved. Now, I think that taunting is very telling though. It is a very immature solution all around, in the sense that it's actually quite sloppy as well. There's no way you could get everyone to talk like they did without being able to undo the obvious lead-in questions which start to tilt their hand and make them a bit angry. And gathering all that information would probably take a little bit longer than a meal would, so you'd have to rush a bit before the situation can move on before you're ready, which then necessitates it being a bit sloppy. And so it's a situation which isn't solved by skill or tact outside of time travel, but only in conjunction with it. They don't have to actually learn how to impact the world for any longer than a minute or two at a time, or get to know the people around them, but just how to press their buttons immediately. They're no longer bound to human limitations which demand a compromise of skill, speed, subtlety, and effectiveness.
Oh, shit.
They're free to just guess and check.
Wait, are you forgetting there's a major mechanic in the game where she can time travel through photographs?
Yeah, oh fuck,
Maybe?
I forgot about that.
Because that's like, oh, and then let's not forget how she somehow time traveled way farther back with Chloe than she ever did before when she first got shot through no photograph when she should have needed a photograph.
I think we're still missing the vital point here, in which how is any of this horror?
Well, the thing is, I think we're building, quote unquote, to that. Not that he's going to get there.
The building is too long, man.
Well, the building is too long, but it's also shittily built because this game is shittily built in terms of concept. So.
Into even the most immediate danger with no plan outside of use Max's power and we'll be fine.
This isn't a toy, Chloe.
My guy, I only got 2 hours of sleep. Please get to the point before I fall asleep.
Of course it's a toy. The best toy ever?
What this leads to is the reason why that teenage angst works so well. These are people who have actually lost the reason to grow out of it. They're static for a reason. I've been a Chloe Price fan from day one, and
they haven't. The entire plot is centered around a fucking hurricane that she caused with her time travel powers about to hit the fucking town. I don't know many people that wouldn't grow up real fucking fast in that circumstance.
Also, Chloe Price fan. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
No wonder you are the way that you are. That is all I'm going to say.
Okay.
You're wearing flannel. Opinion discordant.
Okay, I'm not gonna go that far, but like, okay. Alrighty.
Many others across these 10 years have agreed with me there. But I also can't deny all the points and the people who kind of hate her. She makes terrible decisions, borrowing money from the most dangerous people in town, and then trying to shake down the clearly mentally unstable and dangerous rich kid to pay off those debts, and then messes around in a junkyard with her father's stolen gun, shoots herself by accident, and gets caught in the train tracks.
I mean, no one really cares that she does those things. It's just that she's not an engaging character while doing those things.
She's not
She's
growing
also
as a
bitch.
person. She's a bitch and she's not growing. Like, And she's not even
Yeah.
the fun kind of bitch. Like, say,
No.
you know, early Ruby Weiss was kind of a fun bitch.
Yeah.
So, but you know, she was partly fun because she actually
Especially.
developed. I mean, it was shittily done, but like she still grew.
Yeah. And like, even if you want to say that, like, oh, maybe you might say that, oh, you know, Chloe is supposed to have a stagnant character arc where she's not supposed to change, and she's supposed to be presented as not like a not great person. That's not how the game treats her, especially with the canon quote unquote ending.
Well, that's,
So
it's also not a character arc. Can't like there's
If the character's
flat
static, they
character
can't
arcs.
arc.
Yeah, exactly.
you know what I mean.
She's the
But,
inverse
yeah,
of a
it's-
character arc. She's the cat again, avoiding being pet, just bending down.
She Schrodinger's character arc.
Silver-haired freak says, "Is there a rest stop between now and the Slagan point?" Yes, I would be looking for that as well.
Yeah, we're
Without
nearly
Max
halfway
there,
in
she
this
should have been
section.
dead 3 times over at least. And she even acknowledges this. But never once does she change her behavior to need Max's powers less, but instead she even starts to rely on them more, and making those plans
Ginger
which amount
versus
to
ginger.
nothing more than, well,
I'm sorry, no,
This is a blonde
this is
man.
this is a
Yeah, this is a
blonde, a
blonde
dirty blonde man. That's what this is. He is not a ginger. He doesn't have the freckles. His skin is kind of pale, but not really, and his hair is not red. I will fight you to the death on this.
Max will save us by undoing our actions. What reason does she have to ever plan or act safely again when even shooting herself has no consequence? Aside from a change to the distant past,
Does Max
Okay,
tell
why
her?
do you like her?
Yeah, I was gonna say, does Max tell her that she gets shot, or is Max withholding
No.
vital information? Because I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure
think
Max never actually conveys all the times that Chloe dies to her, so Chloe doesn't actually have the frame of reference to grow. So it's actually, now that I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it, Max is an even worse character now.
Yeah.
we won't be covering here today, there is no real growth to her because of this. Her almost girlfriend was sleeping with Frank behind her back and then disappeared. Why does everyone abandon her? Max's parents moved the family to Seattle, and so they fell out of contact as calls and letters stopped. Why does everyone abandon her? Her father died when she was 12 in a car accident. Why does everyone abandon her?
Which honestly, like, I mean, I understand that people can grow and change and contact with each other less and less, but like, I mean, y'all have fucking cell phones and emails. I have no idea how the fuck y'all lost contact with each other that much in that time, given how close you were, like, presented beforehand, especially
Okay,
after like the death of her dad.
Is the
and shit.
horror? I'm gonna try. Is the horror of this supposed to be that the characters can never grow as a result of the time travel, despite the fact I'm pretty sure it's Max withholding the information that may help Chloe grow? Hey, Chloe, I just rewound time. You shot yourself in the fucking gut. Do not shoot that thing. And then Chloe would
No,
go,
she didn't. She shot herself in the heart.
I don't think she died.
She was holding. She was
Ugh.
no, but she held her. She was holding her chest.
Point stands. Chloe, you shot yourself and pretty much died. Don't do that again.
Yeah.
Like if that were the case and Chloe over the game got more and more like either cavalier about, well, you can just rewind, I'll be fine. It's like, I did rewind, you got hurt. And she's like, yeah, but we'll just try something different then. Either that, or alternatively, she actually gets more and more paranoid about, oh fuck, oh shit. Okay, new plan. And like she becomes a fucking nervous wreck. Maybe you'd have a case. But so far, I'm not seeing what's
Yeah, but
terrifying
none of
about
that
this
happened.
beyond the fucking hurricane that levels the city.
Maybe that is the point. The horror is that messing with time travel leads to unintended consequences, like destroying everyone that you know and love. Except for your bitchy ass girlfriend.
I was about to
apparently.
say the game says that that's all good. That's all right. So even that doesn't work.
Max is a mass murderer.
Yeah. Mass coffee.
Now, she didn't directly commit the kills. It's mass manslaughter.
Oh. Okay. Well, it's premeditated though, because she knew it would happen.
Can you premeditate manslaughter? No.
So
This is a conundrum. If you're a time traveler, okay, if I get time travel and I go back in time and choose not to stop 9/11, am I now responsible for 9/11?
Fuck.
what
That's
is
a good
that?
question.
What's that horror series where people see their
Final
death and then they
Destination?
try to Yeah. So is this a Final Destination spinoff?
To be fair, I would like to see Max end up in a Final Destination movie.
Oh my god.
Preferably as an
Yes.
expendable side character.
The whole thing started out with her rewinding time so that she could save Chloe's life, and then it's just Chloe dying over and over again and her trying to prevent that. And then the final thing is like either Chloe has to die or everyone else dies, and she picks Chloe, and then she's probably going to die at some point anyway. So it's like death claims her anyway.
Silver-haired freak says this is not exclusive to time travel, though. That's just the consequences of your actions. When will you people learn that your actions have
consequences? I mean, granted, to be fair, I guess, like, the statement of time travel inherently having a horrific element isn't to say that that's something exclusive to it. It's just pointing out that it's an inherent element that it has, assuming that it has that element inherently to begin with, which is where we're disagreeing.
Yeah, it's
God, I'm tired.
it's because I'm going to. There is a kind of horrific moment where she has to choose between the timeline where Chloe's actually kind of a good person, but she's also horribly disabled, and going
miserable.
back to Chloe, who's a fucking dumb shit who keeps getting herself killed.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course the tragic, dramatic moment of Chloe asking her to pull the plug, which, that's depressing conceptually. It's one of those points where, like, okay, there's something here. You guys just need to do a lot more work.
Again, time travel is always tragedy, not horror.
Complex situations that are some mixture of abandonment, but also chance and distance and selfishness to some degree, and a lot more going on in these interpersonal connections. But she only ever sees the part of it which lets her justify staying as she is. She's learned only to see the world 2 minutes at a time because that's the easier way. Act as you want, and if things go wrong, Max will save you. I think this is what would happen to anyone without consequence. Chloe started this way, but we witness her involvement drag Max into terrible behaviors and situations as well. To be fair, it is also just teaching Max to live a little bit more loosely and enjoy life, but we can't discount that introduces a lot of danger. A much more timid girl hiding in the back of class, she didn't seem to be the kind of person to taunt Frank and call him an idiot while stealing his keys. But now,
and make him
why
spill his
shouldn't she?
beans.
She'll never see a consequence from bad behavior, and that fact alters her behavior, making her someone much less tuned into and avoiding danger, instead letting her stick her head right into the beast's mouth and be fine.
And she's also a worse person, apparently.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why are
Which
we
the
following
game
this
only-
character? But it's not treated like a tragedy. It's not treated like
No,
these
it's
are
not.
bad things. This entire game is treated as if fucking
like-
saving Chloe is the only thing that goddamn matters.
Yeah, and the closest thing that from what I remember the game criticizes it is when, like, time gets all wibbly wobbly near the very end of the game and Max is talking to herself, but it doesn't actively address any of the things that they actually do that is morally questionable. It's just edgy dialogue where it's all like, I'm the dark version of you. Are you really a good person? You know, just, I don't know. And not truly
That would have been so much
combating any of
better
those points.
if like she's like, I'm not a good person. Fuck you. Get away from me.
I think the girls get too accustomed to this, relying on guessing and checking alone.
Max gets too accustomed to this. Chloe is less the wiser on all this.
Yeah, I was about to say, she doesn't have the time travel powers. What are you talking about, dude?
Is it any wonder that the pair is eventually roped into the absolute worst outcome from all of their actions, becoming the next victims to the real culprit when they're so open to facing that danger head-on with...
That's not the worst consequence of their actions. The worst consequence of their actions is the entire town being destroyed.
Yeah.
You are looking at one really shitty tree and missing an entire shit forest.
Out a plan? They were creeping closer and closer to it without ever learning how to properly handle it, feeling isolated from it even as it was gripping their shoulders time and time again. Max survives entirely by the luck of someone not knowing her power of escaping into photos and the exact right ones being conveniently available. And Chloe's fate is down to...
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, remember she...
No, I know that.
What
is he saying about the photos here?
They were creeping closer and closer to it without ever learning how to properly handle it, feeling isolated from it even as it was gripping their shoulders time and time again. Max survives entirely by the luck of someone not knowing her power of escaping into photos and the exact right ones being conveniently available. And Chloe's fate...
Yeah. Convenient.
I'm sorry, you're saying that as a good thing?
Man, it was sure convenient that she had these photos around that would basically give her the get out of jail free card. Hikaru, clearly the horror was the beans. No, the beans were great. It's the losing of the beans that's horrific.
Exactly. So I guess Max is the horrible, horror monster of the story. Because she took them away.
Yes.
What you as the player take from this as the final decision. Should Max live with sadness but learn, or escape from it instead?
That was not presented as a choice, dog.
Yeah, the choice was I save one person who I have the hots for and get all squicky over, or I save literally the entire town with all my friends and loved ones.
And family.
Yeah. And
loved ones and family are two different things.
Dozens dozens upon dozens upon maybe hundreds and upon hundreds of innocent people that I should care about inherently with human compassion.
Yep.
I'm gonna go get that pussy. That is Max in this story.
Listen, she's got blue hair and pronouns in her bio. I am going for that.
You heard a toxic... Look, all right? When you make shipping Toka and Ochiko look stable and sane, there's a problem. Yugok says, he's looking too hard at one rotting tree, missing the forest burning down behind it. The man is on fire in the worst way possible.
Yes.
Hey, we got Daigato animation of Twi now.
It's so cute!
Yeah. I guess maybe like at some point we maybe like like during gaming streams we can just have these at like the corner of the stream of the screen instead of like our avatars probably.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
This
You have
all
to
as
pick
well.
the game though.
How do you solve a situation which is free from limitation? That means it shouldn't have an answer. Life is Strange is all about drawing the ideal from the situations they face, and as a video game, it can only do so effectively by providing limited options to you, even though your time should be unlimited. The dialogue tree isn't a mess of slightly different wordings and tones to weed information out. It's short and simple choices between a few options with the intent that exploring them all is ideal. When you have to solve the...
Okay, but like when I don't know, man. Fuck it. Honestly, that's part of what makes the game seem way more boring in my mind, kind of. Because instead of Max learning, the right buttons to push properly, it's conveyed in a much less interesting manner. Like even with the rewind element,
You want to know, like, for a good example of this, the Deus Ex, the newer Deus Ex games, Human Revolution and Mankind Divided, have a conversation system when you're going into like particularly tense conversations and you need to like extract information from someone. There is a fail state. You actually have consequences for your conversations panning out the way you do. If you say the wrong thing at the wrong time, you will piss off the person you're trying to speak with. It's, oh God, those games are so much better than this.
And I'm pretty sure Deus Ex is also Square, right?
Yes. Well, they bought
Okay.
the rights to it. It used to be IDOS.
Got
Well, it's
it.
still IDOS, but you know.
Yeah.
Less
Gotcha.
social and more obstacle-based puzzles, the items needed are called out for you, and the ideal case is made clear by the lack of remaining options. The game moves you on into a new area and you can't return. There's only one solution and you find it. And when time travel is not just relevant, but decided as an option for you to take, you get cues and hints as that fact, from UI to voice lines, designed to streamline the experience. In terms of game design, this is all great work. You need the player to feel on track and rewarded for their action.
Oh, you mean railroaded? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was about
no.
to say, what?
One of my chief complaints with Silent Hill F was the lack of more like one of my chief complaints was the lack of like variation in terms of exploration. It felt very linear the more you understood what the map was. Like that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
What we're talking about here, a good example, there's it's a detective game. Recently came out. It's like an automatically generated one.
Is it?
Oh, what is it called? God, I wish I had Steam installed. I could look it up because I have it on my wish list. Something in shadows. Something in the shadows. The entire game is procedurally generated. It's all towards basically making procedurally generated investigative situations. This needed something like that because there's multiple solutions for how you approach, how you track down who the criminal you're looking for is. Like you can go through
Right.
bank records, you can go through blood records, you can fingerprinting, just following Shadows of a Doubt. That's it.
Shadow Doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it has a bunch of variety of different things that randomly generate. You can talk to different characters, get different information out of them, different dialogue trees, all of which have very sprawling ways to go about it. It's a really cool system. Life is Strange is implying that there is only one solution to all these different problems when you have the power of time travel.
Yeah, if anything, like
Fucking
I
Max can
understand
take a
to
selfie
an
of herself, walk away, go to a hardware store, grab a fucking crowbar, and just remember time travel herself back to that point.
Yep. But like
It's so unimaginative.
Yeah, it is. And like the whole thing railroads you into like a specific aspect of it from this guy's interpretation, you know, making Max into this person who has a very simplistic view of human interactions since getting these powers. Like, I would like the choice to maybe, you know, potentially change Max's attitude towards it, depending on the choices that you make in the game. I thought that was the point of having this be fucking Telltale style.
Yeah.
But I guess not.
YMS says, take a selfie every day. Yeah. Oh my God, you've
essentially.
created a fucking recovery point.
Yep.
You can do crazy shit. I'm going to go, I don't know, get hit by a truck or something. I'm still alive enough to see this picture. I'm fine.
Well,
Actually, no,
that's a little
physically
risky.
you still get hit. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Anyways. But this shows the flaw of time travel in regards to what satisfies human. We don't want infinite options like time travel should present. We want a
It doesn't have to be infinite.
But
It
we
could just
want
be more than
more.
4.
we want more than one because what you're describing is one solution for these puzzles.
Yeah.
There's only one way. I can only get into this building by way of having paint spill on Victoria, or Victoria, I guess, I think you can convince her to leave. I'm not sure. But
don't
like,
know.
there's only so many different ways. For the record, when you do that to Victoria, you get a man potentially fucking fired. If you guys want a
Yep.
great critique of it, Ross's Game Dungeon did a video covering just the first chapter of this series. And he basically came out of it saying that it's so unimaginative when it comes down to time travel.
Yes.
So, yeah, the horror is that this game is designed with only one or two solutions in mind and doesn't actually give you the breadth of solutions that time travel should avail you of, even if it's like just 5 or 6.
Few nice and obvious limited options with much more definite outcomes. The game
No.
Are
itself
they that
even has the
nice?
characters face this. In social situations with long-term implications, such as reporting Nathan, the wealthy donor family's son, for having a gun at school, there will be a thought from Max doubting whichever option you choose. Report him, and she'll bemoan the principal's clear siding with donations. Don't, and she'll be upset that the danger is still there untouched. You can rewind and choose the other path, but neither one is actually satisfying. There's doubt either way that you are forced to live with. Could you imagine how unsatisfying it would be if this was the game, a whole adventure with no certainty, if this was every decision?
No.
Okay, yeah, you're kind of just going off. You're
First of all,
getting way too hyperbolic in the opposite direction.
uncertainty is one of the best elements of time travel. Because you
Yes.
don't know when shit is going to go wrong and when you'll have to pull the trigger on your time travel powers to try and fix them. Things will always change in weird ways. You might be able to exploit them in weird ways. You want uncertainty in your game. Absolute feedback is... We'll go back to my explanation why many games aren't scary anymore. I understand that they're games. The more you can kind of randomly generate the experiences you suffer in a game, the better you can actually have characters reacting in real time to real stimuli. Not saying that things have to be completely unpredictable, but you don't see where the dominoes are dropping, and you have to react to when the final one comes down on your head.
And hell,
And how
if
is
you're
this
going
scary?
to yeah, I'm waiting for the horror. Oh my god, we're almost done with this section. What the
Yeah.
fuck? We're like 1 minute away from this section being over. Are you freaking serious?
Oh my God.
Without the
Oh my
obvious hints at when to time travel and the lack of options knowing that you're done, that would be the game. We would be trying again and again just to make sure something wasn't missed. Without those plain dialogue trees, we'd get overwhelmed with human...
And you know what would be horrifying, my friend? Getting obsessed with the perfect ending. Getting obsessed with trying to get everything absolutely 100% right. There's plenty of time travel stories about the characters trying to make sure everything is absolutely perfect and always having something unpredictable blow up in their face and making the player and Max both the same level of insanity for trying to get things perfectly right would be genuinely exploiting time travel for an element of horror. It's almost like the next example we have coming up is perfectly exemplary of that. The next two of them, in fact.
Yeah, if anything, that would fit way better into the thematic point of the character that this guy is trying to portray here.
That's why how's it going?
Hello.
You are also here.
How yeah, she is also here as always.
Well, technically, I was gone for a little bit because my grandfather asked me to go do something, so I actually have to go do that soon-ish.
Okay.
But I'm sort of here.
Okay. You're in limbo right now, yeah.
Once we get through this section, I'm gonna get another drink because I'm blowing my throat out with this. Oh.
Well, I was about to say when you get to when you get fully into the Madoka Magica section, there's not a whole lot I can really say since I
Oh
only
my
saw
God,
the first 2 episodes.
This is gonna be an 8-hour stream, isn't it?
No, I will not let it be.
No.
I have very little energy in terms of following this entire video through because he's already proven with 2 of his points he's really bad at proving it because he hasn't made a point.
Should we make this into a 2-parter where we save the last 2 for like next week, or?
Yeah, you probably
We'll
do
see
that.
how
I
he
wouldn't
grinds up
mind.
this particular segment.
Yeah.
complexity and look for answers that didn't involve people. If we weren't pushed forward into the next area unlocked there, we'd probably rewind and try subtle changes just to see if maybe things could get a bit better. After all, with
Oh
this
my
5
God,
minutes
we'd
being against how
engage
now
more with the
infinite life
game.
is.
Yeah.
Without all these limitations, the game would be horrible. It would be deeply unsatisfying because we don't desire infinite paths and all that worry and wonder. We desire a clearly finite one with confirmation and validation.
How would we
Then-
not get?
Wait a second. Then why does
No, I'm
a
getting
game
it.
like fucking? Okay.
Yeah.
Why does a game like Disco Elysium succeed then? Because that's literally what people do. Elysium. Because that's literally what people do in that game all the fucking time. As someone who hasn't even played it, and I've only saw videos about it, that is the main draw of that game, and that has no time travel in it as far as I'm aware. So, like, I have no idea why you're saying that would be a bad game design. Honestly, I don't care for Life is Strange. Clay Price is one of the most unlikable characters, 100%. Not to mention Disco Elysium has good writing. I mean, yes, provided that, and that's the big divide here. But of course, you know, that's besides the point. Assuming that this game is written, is written somewhat competently, the lack of options in regards to like, oh, you know, what characters are able to do time travel wise and stuff is so incredibly limited and rudimentary. It just, I don't know, you just have a hard time really engaging with it on the level it wants you to.
Yeah. Also, I'm still not. I still don't know what makes this horror.
Oh my fucking yeah, we're about to blow past this section. We're like a few seconds away from the section ending, and we
Yeah.
do not know the horror part of this horror time travel fucking video. Pete, are you still there? Does it get better?
No, I don't think so. Oh my god. So
Oh, good lord. Now I want to see the whole gang dancing together like it's the Peanuts. Yeah. Let me see.
What I love about those animations is that I am clearly in existential pain dancing.
Yep.
You guys are having a good time,
Yeah.
which is accurate currently. But no,
I mean, you know,
I'm sitting here
relatively.
like I cannot name for you. Like there are several games that are built on save scumming, like save.
Yeah.
Like I play the Thief games. I love the Thief games. Thief 1 and 2. You save scum the shit out of it trying to get the perfect heist. You're like, oh, I got spotted once. No, I want to do Ghost. Fuck you, I am not seen. It's like, this man is like, it very clearly to me, they had a story they wanted to tell, and you were going to hear that story no matter what. Gameplay is an afterthought. This is a glorified fucking visual novel.
Yeah.
I say that
it's
as
a
someone who knows that
glorified miniseries.
a lot of visual novels have better storytelling and gameplay than this.
Yeah.
I have played porn games with more interactive components. And I'm not talking about like, oh yeah, just touch the boob or whatever, those kinds of shitty games. I mean actual like combat mechanics and shit that actually have more depth than the fucking game that was highly produced by Square Enix.
Okay, press X to grab titty and not die. There we go.
Oh no! Look, you've been on the internet since the early foul. Oh no, you haven't. Shit, you were never there during like the flash porn game craze. That actually was a gameplay mechanic on a lot of them. It's like touch the boobie and make her more aroused. Those games sucked. Those games sucked so bad.
I would imagine so, yeah. Also, I love #1 rival here. The real horror is the toxic Yuri hurricane we made along the way. Very true. Hey, Noel, how you doing?
Hey, Noel.
Hi, Noel. I mean, I already said hi to Noel in DMs, but like, hi again.
Gotta love Celtic's vast knowledge. Look, man, I am a connoisseur of quite a few different things. Right now, we're overlapping with my knowledge of porn games and my knowledge of time travel. It's not an intersection I expected, but you know what? I'm here for it.
Hello to Kaiser, who is totally not me in disguise. Oh yeah, y'all hear me typing right now. Guys, no, totally not.
When there are no more buttons to press, and in the real world, there's always going to be more. And this is what we'll see in the next stories.
Okay, yep, we're skipping that.
Yep.
We take a step back 5 years to 2010 in Madoka Magica
So are we
now,
gonna go
a show which
through
hides its time
the
travel
Madoka
premise for...
section and then the other section, or are we gonna leave that to next week?
I'm fine with it either way. But I would appreciate not being here all night with this.
Yeah, because it's already been like 3 hours or however long it's been since, and we only got through half of it. It's gonna be another 3 hours at least, if not longer, because these are your favorite shows.
Yes,
Yeah, I was about
these
to
are
say.
my favorite shows of all, like my favorite anime of all time.
Like, let's dedicate an entire stream to just these 2 sections.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then,
I think
and then
that's
would give me
probably
some time to
wise.
get refreshed a bit on Steins Gate. Granted, I have rewatched parts of it fairly recently.
Let's go for 8 hours this
but-
time. I can't. I got yelled at so badly for last week's stream. I cannot go beyond 12. That's like the danger zone. I mean, that's already in the
Danger zone.
Danger
Yeah, I was about to
zone!
say we never did 12 hours.
It's your fault? No, it is not your fault. It is the fault of the shitty video maker who doesn't understand jack shit. I ran too much. I was right there with you. We had just enough to rant about the entire time.
I was about to say something about this Silent Hill game did something to people. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's because it's the beloved franchise. It's a female lead. It's very much had a lot of deep feminist criticisms and such. Like it's very much just wrong place, wrong time. If this were released back in the early 2000s, people would be salivating over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Most of it is sexism.
Wait a minute, Raymond! Don't salivate over the teenage girl. What the fuck?
What the game?
I'm joking. Okay, I understand.
Look, you don't realize it, but that F is actually it's just a candy cane.
Yeah.
It's a very
very
weirdly shaped candy cane.
And listen, that's not a mist in the background either. That's a white van. Anyway, go ahead, Twi. I'm sorry.
Oh, like I think I've said things like this more times on the Jack streams than I ever have in my entire goddamn life. But like it really does feel like sexism at this point, where it's like you have the female character and the story is all about the female experience. And then this game in particular is the one that people get up in arms about. Other than that, you could be sexist and racist if you add in the Japanese elements to it too.
It's weird to me because again, we had this. Like Silent Hill 3
isn't that
is
the
all
third
about,
game?
Yeah, the third game has a main female protagonist who is 17, coming of age, and several of the themes are about kind of uncomfortable subject matter that is present, such as things like forced pregnancy. And, well, we'll just say certain elements around coming of age for women and certain bodily functions and how they relate to growing up and how that's a change for a lot of people. Also, other less specifically feminine things, but like the loss of a parent, things like that all the time. Like it's frustrating because it's like, I'm sorry this game had a very even-handed view of basically all the shit that sexism between the sexes in rural Japan in the 1960s was like.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's mainly
this is what the culture war does to people.
It's mainly because Silent Hill F is a spin-off and not part of the main series. That makes it even less reason for people to complain, and I still argue it should have been main series. I'm torn on that. All right. Enough. I'm gonna go into another Silent Hill F rant. I'm already writing my script, which I want to download Word,
right.
but apparently fucking Microsoft is down. I'll have to check if that's back up yet.
God.
Why don't you just get LibreOffice?
Because I like Word. I had LibreOffice.
Well,
I wasn't
was-
a big fan of it.
I mean,
Is
it's
LibreOffice?
not any different than like 2003 Word.
I had 2019 Word. I had nice bells and whistles. Damn you, Microsoft!
Oh.
Damn you, Microsoft! All right. Anything either of you want to announce as we wind the stream down and prepare for the horrible existential dread of
Well-
covering this next week?
God.
Ugh.
Well, unfortunately, I guess I have to announce it. I announced this in my my post on my channel earlier today. Oh, sorry, last night. But I do apologize that the video I've been working on has been kind of slow. Real life is doing real life things, and I'm working hard at it. I already recorded for it and did a couple of editing things, but let's just say I'm getting a bit more help with that. So I do apologize for it, but I do promise 100% that it will come out this November. Probably early on, depending on how fast things will go. So I hope y'all stick around for that, and I appreciate everybody who's just been waiting because I've been content out for a bit. But yeah.
You have no room to complain on that when I'm here.
Oh, I was gonna
Well,
say 'cause
it's relative, right? It's my usual output, you know?
Yeah.
I see
yeah,
Noel saying I
that's
have a
fair.
license in Microsoft Word. I'm still trying to convince myself it was worth it. Okay, so here's a recommendation. If that's the 24, like not 24, the renewing license that you have to keep getting every year, I have look up Microsoft Office Student 2019. That's what I have. It's a one-time purchase. I found it. I particularly sought it out because it's a one-time purchase. You have it for life. That's the last time they offered it was 2019. So if you do that, it's like I want to say it's like $170, something like that. But you do it, you get it for life. I've just been downloading the same Word for the last 6 years. All right. Well, Dwight, you have anything I want to announce?
right.
Time Stranger.
Well, yeah, I've finally started streaming again.
Oh,
It was a bit of a difficult thing because every time I tried to stream again, I fucking fell asleep.
by the way,
So it's like-
after that, I have one last announcement, but go ahead, Twy, if you have any more. So.
Yeah. So you can look forward to me streaming again. I'm not sure if it's going to be Saturdays because I have a friend who streams on Saturdays and I want to watch him finish playing the Kingdom Hearts series, but maybe once he finishes that I'll move more directly to Saturday, but you could look forward to me streaming some time in the week.
Oh my god.
Okay, but
Oh,
Go ahead.
you.
oh yeah, I was going to say, oh right, I've been thinking about actually there's a new game that came out, one that a lot of people are really getting into right now called Dispatch, which ironically is another Telltale like series, featuring a lot of prominent voice actors and even some internet personalities.
Yeah, Jack
saying
Septiceye
ra-
and
Moist Critical, yeah. Yeah, it also has Matthew Mercer, Laura Bailey, a bunch of other really cool people in there, and it seems really fun. I've been looking forward to it. I'm thinking about streaming it on Kaiser versus the World. I don't know exactly when. I'll have to get through some college work and see what days, but more than likely on Sundays. That's when I'll be streaming it. So by next week, I should have a good timetable on that, and I hope y'all will, stick around for that.
Okay. Ugok says this guy's video was so bad I want to reread Zetai, Kara, and Children, which probably has 600 chapters or more now. Also, Yui, thank you so much for this. The visual of the Silent Hill F being a candy cane. It's adorable. And then
Oh, let me
Daigato with me next to my my vast knowledge of porn.
Oh my god.
So yeah,
It's excellent.
Fixing Ruby potentially delayed. I will try and notify you guys as soon as possible about that. Keep an eye out on both the Discord, on YouTube, and on Twitter. I will try and update you guys there. Potentially Sunday, that would be it. Like, if it's not Friday, it's Sunday. Bad fan fiction night. I kind of want to do something different than bad fan fiction night for Friday. Maybe play a horror game of some sort on stream, but like, I'll play with it. I'll play around with the idea, especially because like I'm still getting things set up over here. I haven't even installed Steam, so. But yeah, I'll let you guys know.
For bad fan fiction night, or just like on your own.
I would probably do it in group chat in the Tundra. So if it's not bad fan fiction night, it would be something like that. It might still be bad fan fiction night. I'm so frazzled right now. I'm trying to get my life together.
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna do that,
it's not gonna be Silent Hill F.
If you're gonna do that, then I might play some Don't Starve and make it spoopy.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll figure that out. I try to say we'll figure that out, but it came out just like I'm telling you figure it out. I'm sorry. But yes, if you say life is strange, will we take a break from Shad's book? No, we're bad fan fiction night. We're going all in on finishing that fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, we do want to talk about it on the Jack stream. So in order to do that, we do need to catch up.
Yeah, I do need to catch. I need to catch up on it. I forgot where was the last.
And on that note, thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you all had a good time, and we'll catch you all on the flip side.
Goodbye.